at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Jim Brown here in Philadelphia. And Jim, New York papers were full all week of social notes about an altercation last Sunday night on the east side between a member of the Giants offense, John Hicks, and a member of the defense, Jack Gregory.
Yes, the big fellas had a big one. I think they tore up the bathroom in this particular bar. But the kicker is, Lindsey, is that Conrad Dobler was there. He was a bystander, did not participate, went out the next day and met Commissioner Pete Rozelle and worked out a few problems.
Conrad Dobler, the peacemaker, unbelievable. As far as today's game is concerned, of course, the Giants have got to be concerned about a big fellow on the Philadelphia Eagles named Harold Carmichael.
Yes, he is 6'8", 225 pounds. He's fast as light, and the Giants are scared to death of him.
And the Giants, of course, have had a little trouble with their running game all year long, and the Giant fans particularly have been a little frustrated, wanting to know, what about Larry Csonka?
Well, I'll tell you, the Giants are the only team that have 6 running backs, and they're going to have to draft one very high next year. Csonka, of course, is the big question for New York fans because they don't know what's happening. I'm going to talk about that a little later.
So we're just about ready to go here with the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants at Veterans Stadium, so let's go down to the field as the Giants come onto the field there. Giants, of course, are still hoping that they can get through with a 500 record. Bob Frederick is the referee here this afternoon. Lou Palazzi is the umpire. George Murphy, the head linesman. Art Holtz, the line judge. The back judge is Don Ford, and Bob Wortman is the field judge. Giants have won the toss, elected to receive, so it's going to be Hammond dropping back there, along with Emery Moorhead. Mickemeyer is going to kick it off. He is the third place kicker that the Eagles have had this year. They started with Horace Muleman, they had Ove Johansson, and now they have Nick Mickemeyer, who played his college ball right here in town at Temple.
And they said for the first time they had a ball kicked into the end zone, which was something new for them this year.
A brand new experience. Puts it up. Moorhead side of the field, he's at the 9-yard line, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. He is popped at the 22-yard line, and so the Giants start first and 10 at the 22. It's a state of high jubilation for Cleveland Franklin, who made the tackle.
Yes, sir. They look like they're really, really ready today, the Eagles.
So there's the Giants' offensive line. Gravel, Van Horn channeling. As you saw, Moorhead, Shirk, and Robinson, the receivers. Sarchik, Coder, and Csonka are listed. But it is Spencer and Coder. Sarchik's the quarterback. This is Coder to the left side. And he gets across to the 26-yard line. Picked up 3.5, 4 yards. The master, Mihalik, made the tackle.
You know, Lindsey, it's surprising that they're not starting Csonka.
Well, it certainly is, and there's a switch as Moorhead comes in. Robinson had been in there, and he has gone out, so it's Moorhead for Robinson. Apparently, they're going to use the Shakewell system. Right now, they've got Coder and Hammond in that backfield. Coder and Hammond are the setbacks, the 2 halfback offense. This is Hammond carrying. He's the leading rusher. Up at the 28-yard line, he's rushed for 474, average 3.7. Carl Hairston made the tackle.
Well, I think it's going to be very difficult for the Giants to do much rushing today because talking to the Eagles coach, they say that their defense is their strongest point. They have some of the greatest linebackers in the league. Berge is as good as anybody in the league, and they're very high on bunting. They think their up front 4 is very good. So they feel very strong defensively.
On a 3rd and 5, they have Robinson flanked to the right side for Sarchik. But they try Coder around. Coder pulled down. He was hit first by LeMaster. And then wrapped up by Berge, and the punting unit comes on now for the Giants.
And when you're talking about good linebackers, that's exactly what I mean.
Dave Jennings comes in to do the punting. He is a 4-year veteran from St. Lawrence. He's averaged 40.7. Larry Marshall, that is, back deep to receive it, trying to keep his hands warm. Jennings has been one of the bright spots in the Giant organization this year, one of the finer punters in the game. Artificial turf here, of course. Cold artificial turf in Philadelphia. Long, high spiraling kick. Marshall moves over. Lets it hit about the 41. It's going out of bounds. So the Eagles will start with pretty good field position, 1st and 10.
You know, Lindsey, when your team is not too good, you must have a good punter.
That was a 34-yard punt. And so the Eagles will start Hogan and Sullivan at the setbacks, and Ron Jaworski is their quarterback, of course. 153 and 320 attempts. His completion percentage is 47.8.
And the Eagles feel that this is actually his rookie year. They feel that he's done a fantastic job for them, but he's going to be better.
Carmichael's in the wide left, covered by Ernie Jones. Double tight end alignment. Jaworski pops to Carmichael. So they start right out. Ernie Jones made the tackle, but the big 6'8" man made his first catch.
All right, Jaworski, you can see him. He lacks no confidence, sets up, drops it into Carmichael underneath. And as I said earlier, the Giants are afraid to death of Carmichael. He's always been able to get deep on them, so maybe that's why Jaworski was able to complete the short one.
Carmichael has caught passes in at least one pass in 79 consecutive games. He's one shy of the club record set by Tommy McDonald. Sullivan. Archer had a hand on him, and Brad Van Pelt wrapped him up on the far side. Van Pelt, incidentally, had flu all the week. He'd lost 11 pounds. We talked to him before the ball game, asked him how he felt. He said a little weak.
Sometimes you have your greatest games when you have the flu. You never can tell about football players.
That could be. The Giants last week had about 5 who had the flu, and they wrapped up the St. Louis Cardinals 27-7.
Their greatest game. But if you watch Sullivan on that play, usually a back will never get caught by the first man, because you should move out, then float, then make your cut.
Second down and 9 yards to go for the Eagles in Giant territory. That's the running back. Tried the reverse play this time with Charlie Smith carrying. The end, Charlie Smith around to the 38-yard line.
Yes, sir. Okay, you see Jaworski's going to open up to reverse. Now I want you to watch who's going to do the blocking over here. Number 7, Jaworski throws a block. It was hard to see, but it was very effective because it gave the runner a chance to get back inside and get a few.
So it's a third down play as Jaworski brings them up. He's had 18 touchdown passes, but he's been intercepted 21 times. 3rd and 4. Sullivan and Hogan in the I formation. Jaworski. And he is sacked. Way back there near the 49-yard line. Harry Carson, the middle linebacker, got to him.
Giant blitz with Carson. Carson is considered by the Giant staff, as I talked to them last night, to be the hardest hitter on their team. They are very high on this young man. And he started very early doing his thing.
So it is punt formation. Hammond has dropped back with Robinson. Stanky's on the far side of the field, and it's going to be Spike Jones back in deep punt formation. He's averaged 37.1. He's an 8-year veteran out of Georgia. Jones puts it up. Stanky calls for the fair catch, but he muffs it. Back in the end zone. The scramble is on.
The Eagles got it. Looks like an eagle.
No, I think the Giants got it for a touchback. It'll be put in play 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Giants got it for a touchback. The impetus was still the punt. The impetus was still the punt.
Well, we better watch this ourselves, Lindsey.
Back into the end zone now. The impetus that took it back there was the punt.
Yes, sir. It looked like an eagle had it, but
it did
probably taken away by a Giant.
There's always a great deal of trouble defining safety or touchback or touchdown.
Yes,
of course,
sir.
the Giants got it. It was either safety or touchback, and the point then is impetus. And the impetus that took it in there was the punt.
Yes. The receiver made a deadly mistake then. When you fumble a ball like that, the best thing to do is get on it. Do not try to pick it up, because the ball is still in motion. It's going to be a very, very difficult problem.
Philly fans are not very happy. There still is no score in the ball game. So the officials now getting things straightened out along the sideline, the communications. As And the score is still Giants nothing and the Eagles nothing here in the first quarter at Veterans Stadium.
Ford introduces the new Futura. A dramatic combination of styling and technology for 1978 and beyond. Futura. Its striking design is the result of computer modeling and extensive aerodynamic testing. Its excellent fuel economy results in part from the use of high-strength, low-alloy metals in Futura's construction. And Futura's ride is the result of a newly created advanced front suspension system. Futura. In a world where cars are looking more and more alike, it represents a change. A dramatic combination of styling and technology for 1978 and beyond. Realistically priced for today. See your Ford dealer for a personal test drive.
After Stanky called for the fair catch and muffed the ball, it went into the end zone. The Giants recovered. It's a touchback. First and 10, Giants have the ball at the 20. Zonka and Hammond. Philly fans still aren't happy with the call. They thought they had some Philadelphia points. Hammond's carrying out to the 30. The little man bursts to the 35-40 and out of bounds. Up near midfield, Hammond carrying the ball, and Randy Logan finally ran him out.
Beautiful hole. End zone shot. Ball given to Hammond. Zonka throws a great block there. The hole jumped open. Hammond, with a little more speed, would be a whole lot of trouble there. Good play for the Giants. Good block by Zonka, which is his forte now.
Now Hammond's gone out of the ball game, and Spencer's come in. First and 10 at the 49-yard line. It's Zonka and Spencer. Each weighs 235. They're in the slot left. Spencer moves it through to the 47-yard line. Carl Hairston made the tackle. Pick up about 4 yards on the play. Hammond's going to come back into the ball game, and Spencer's going to go out now for the Giants, who are coached by John McVay. The Giants came in with a record of 5 wins and 7 losses.
And as I said earlier, Lindsay, they have a lot of backs, and it seems as if they're going to use a lot of backs today.
I think they are. They've got Moorhead in there also for Perkins at a wide receiver, and he's out wide left. Jimmy Robinson in a wide right. That's Zonka. Zonka just across the 45-yard line. Manny Sistrunk and Bill Berge came in to make the tackle. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles and the National Football League is prohibited. New England 7 and Miami nothing in a big game. That's in the first quarter. Ike Forte with a 1-yard run.
And talking about Miami, Lindsay, I'm going to get a chance to talk about when Zonka was with Miami.
Want to do that a little later on. It's 3rd and 4. This is Hammond carrying. Still breaking tackles.
Beautiful move by Hammond.
Carl Hairston brought him down, but not before he had crossed the 40 for first down.
All right, let's look at this from the end zone. Hammond comes around, floats, makes a good move right here, cuts back, keeps his balance. Good body lean, falls forward. That's all you can ask of a back. In fact, Hammond is considered probably their best all-around player right now, at least offensively. They're very high on him. He's done a good job. He came in as a free agent.
He has been the most pleasant of surprises. First and 10 at the 39-yard line. Hammond just for about a yard to the 38. It'll be 2nd down and 9 yards to go. Carl Hairston again came in to make the tackle. Most of you football fans are aware, Jim Brown, who is our analyst this afternoon, is one of the great running backs in the history of the game, statistically rushing the greatest. We want to get some of his opinions about Larry Zonka. Now, New York fans have been frustrated this year by the fact that Larry Zonka in his Miami years was one of the great running backs in the history of the game. He hasn't been that productive for the Giants. So we want to get some opinions from Jim Brown about why. Zonka's in the up back spot there now. Hammond's the tailback. Hammond carries the football and gets inside the 35-yard line.
Speaking of Zonka, at Miami he had Warfield, he had Greasy, he had Mercury Morris. He had Don Shula. He had a great offensive line, a great all-around football team. He could concentrate on the things he did best, was block and go up the middle. With New York, he does not have that. He has a big salary. He has a team that's young. New York, in my opinion, should probably trade Zonka, get another back, give a team that needs those two things that Zonka can do best. That is my opinion.
Third down play. That's Hammond carrying again. After the 31-yard line, that is short of first down yardage. Hairston was the first man there. And Bill Berge finally came on to wrap him up. Here comes Jennings, the punter, onto the field on fourth down and about 2 yards to go. There still is no score. We're in the first quarter. Marshall is dropping back. Henry is joining him on the far side of the field. Marshall's on the right side, Henry on the left. Jennings looks it over before getting a line to put the ball up. 6.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. In Philadelphia, there is no score. Now the short back takes it, and a whistle. It's at the 24. Andy Selfridge made the tackle. There's a penalty, delay of game against the Giants.
It's very unfortunate. It's a beautiful play, good fake. They made the first down. Unfortunate situation for them.
The delay
was kind work.
Right. The delay cost them 5 yards, of course.
They probably worked on that play, and somebody wasn't sure, so they wanted to make sure that everybody knew what was going to happen. That's probably what caused the delay.
Took a little time, a little too much time.
Football is very mental.
Selfridge is a short man up there now. It's put up by Jennings. Marshall takes it at the 12-yard line to the 15. Wrapped up at the 16-yard line. It was Peterzak, Jim Peterzak, who makes the snap, who was downfield to make the tackle. First and 10 for the Eagles at the 16. There is no score. We're in the first quarter in Philadelphia.
Meet Firestone's newest snowbiter, the Town and Country RS Radial. When the temperature drops, the RS Radial stays soft and flexible to give it the starting and pulling power of a studded tire on snow. But a quieter ride on dry pavement. Get the steel-belted Town and Country RS Radial, the newest snowbiter from Firestone. It's got the bite without the bark.
On the CBS Sports Spectacular at 4 p.m. next Saturday, you'll see the WBC World Welterweight Championship at the Los Angeles Olympic Auditorium. Carlos Palomino against Jose Palacios. And then you will see the 1977 National Hot Rod Association World Championships as well. First and 10 for the Eagles, starting at their own 15, just in advance of the 15-yard line. That's Lusk evening up to the left side. Herb Lusk, he can fly. Then they give it to Hogan. Moves into the 19-yard line. And Harry Carson, the middle linebacker, made the tackle.
Pretty good initial hold, but talking about Hogan, talking about the Eagles' backs, the Eagles feel they need a man that can get them 1,000 yards. I think they're going to try to draft that next year if possible.
They have a record of 3 wins and 9 losses, and what they're trying to do this afternoon and next week when they finish against the Jets is not to finish in last place. They would like to win there too if they can and finish in a tie with the Giants. Lusk moves over to the left again. Bounced to the 20-yard line, picked up only one. Harry Carson made the tackle.
The Eagles feel that if they can get an additional running back, they could win 9-10 games next year. They feel that confident about their team. They think they've played really great football this year, and they think they have a really fine quarterback in Ron Jaworski.
Of course, there's more involved in the outcome of closing games than might meet the eye, because the schedule for next year is determined by the position in which teams finish in their particular divisions this year.
Exactly right. If you finish third, you get an easier schedule than if you finish last. It should be the opposite, huh?
Dropping back is Jaworski. Well, Brad Van Pelt got a hand on it, but it's incomplete.
I don't understand Jaworski throwing that when he threw it right in the arms of Van Pelt. That's the thing about a real confident quarterback, you know. They don't mind turning you loose. Sometimes, as Jaworski record points out, he has a lot of touchdown passes. He has a lot of interceptions. that's an example of why. As he matures, he will not do that.
That's Hammond dropping back now to field the punt. Spike Jones is in deep punt formation for the Philadelphia Eagles, who are coached by Dick Vermeil.
And if Hammond is going to carry the offensive load, to be able to also return punts is going to take an awful lot out of him. Which points out, excuse me, Lindsey, go ahead.
It's Hammond moving up. He has it at his 46. Gets to the 50 and across to the 48, and that's that. Jim Brown, you played in one of the coldest stadiums in the country, I think, and I want to talk to you in a moment about the fact of whether or not a ball player ever really gets used to playing football in cold weather. Just a moment.
Radio Shack is loaded with exciting, sensible, low-cost gifts, like the Science Fair 150-in-1 electronic project kit. Kids can learn about electronics by building safe battery-operated radios, transmitters, computer circuits, electronic sound effects, even LED digital readouts. They get 150 different gifts they can enjoy long after Christmas is over. The gift-priced Science Fair kit, only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
To make it in this business, you got to stay one step ahead of everybody else. So I've got something nobody else has. Sunoco's penny pinching pump. It could save you money on quality gas, like my 190, the gas that's made to sell below my regular. And most cars that run on regular can use it. Hey, if I don't want you to pass me by, I got to give you a price you can't pass up. Sunoco's penny pinching pump can fill up your tank for less. That's my way of being very friendly.
Julia gets tough with the landlady.
Say it on the stoop and not in the hall outside my room. Hey!
On Our Own tonight.
Well, if you couldn't find Carol Burnett last night, the reason is she's moved to Sunday nights. And on hand to help mark the occasion tonight will be guest star Rock Hudson. Join the fun tonight at 10, 9 Central and Mountain Time on CBS. Now the Giants have the ball at the Eagle 48-yard line. They move Hammond back and even him up with Coder. Pisarcik to the sideline. Perkins is there and at the 43-yard line. Had both feet in.
That was a good fake on that play by Hammond. Pull the defense in a little bit, allow the pass to be completed.
Houston 7, Cleveland nothing. A 3-yard run by Ron Coleman put the points on the board. And the Giants picked up a first down on the pass to Perkins. Moorhead is coming to the ball game now, and they're bringing him out to the wide right. Hammond popped at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
You know, the Giants are very high on their wide receivers. They have Robinson, they have Perkins. They feel that they have really some good young guys out there. They think that's one of their strongest points.
Jim Brown, do you ever really get used to playing football in cold weather?
To tell you the truth, don't ever listen to a football player when he tells you he likes cold weather. It is too dangerous. You cannot hold the ball. You cannot run with abandon. You must be too careful to truly do the things you do best.
Hammond. Ball back at the 41-yard line. John Bunny to make the tackle.
As we look at this, I want you to watch Hammond. He's a really good football player, but he made a mistake here in my opinion. He floated out. There was a chance to cut it up right there. He didn't cut it up. You see 63. He should have been right on the tail of 63. He went outside. That's when you lose yardage.
Doug Van Horn, the 63, leading the play, and the ball is back at the 41, 3rd and 13 now. Now, just a little pop pass over the middle. Got it back to about the 38-yard line.
Yes, sir. I had a little problem with 79 right there, but on that kind of play, a trick play like that, you sometimes have problems with your own men.
Hammond, of course, the receiver, but it brings the punting unit on for the Giants, and you can see it's a little cool along that sideline. Jim and I can attest to that. We were down there before the ball game, and on that field, it's cold.
Froze myself to death.
Wally Henry's back there with Larry Marshall. Jennings is punting, of course. Marshall lets it go. It hits 1-yard line, goes into the end zone. Now it settles, and it is a touchback. So it'll be put in play 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. There is no score in the ball game. We have 2 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
All across our land, people know our brand. You can trust AC. Thanks, AC. Spark plugs by AC. We'll help you smile throughout the miles. You can trust AC. Spark plugs by AC. So when you want to go, we're the name to know. You can trust AC. Thanks, AC. Spark plugs by AC. Firing spark plugs by AC.
Leslie Caron for Color Track by RCA.
In Gigi, my brooch was blue, the leaves were green, and my gown was lavender lace. If these colors don't look right to you, you should know about Color Track from RCA. Getting the color right is what Color Track is all about. It actually adjusts the colors and locks them on track.
Before you see the Color Track system grabs it, aligns it, defines it, sharpens it, tones it, and locks the color on track.
RCA is making television better and better.
On the CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 4, you'll see highlights of the WBC World Welterweight Championship, Palomino and Palacios, held last night. And then you'll also see the World's Strongest Men. The final round, it'll be the individual tug of war. CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday. 1st and 10, Ron Jaworski brings the Eagles up at their own 20. There is no score. We are late in the first quarter. Clear and cold in Philadelphia. Fumble on the snap.
And that's an example of being clear and cold.
It surely is.
With the emphasis on cold. You might see a lot of that today.
Still no indication.
It was simply a bad exchange between the center and the quarterback.
The Eagles kept it. No, now they say, now another indication.
The referees seem to be having a little trouble today, but at least they're conferring with each other, which is much better for the game.
Harry Carson, I think, was the man who finally had the football. I don't know how he got it, but he had it.
Well, from what they say about Carson, he's going to have a lot of them.
Giants get the ball 1st and 10 at the 21, first big break of the ball game.
And you know, when you talk about football players like Carson, who is a hitter, do you realize, Lindsey, that there are only 4 or 5 hitters on an entire football team, guys that will actually go out and knock somebody's head off?
All right, 1st and 10 at the 21. That's Zonka carrying. To the right side, Big Zonk.
Big Zonk. Just sort of floating in there. 2 hands around the ball. Really good in the Miami days. Because the offensive line will usually get them out of the way. Give you a chance to get your momentum, get yourself 4 or 5. Here in New York, the offensive line is one of the weakest part of their team.
Offensive line's been a game of musical chairs for most of the year for the Giants.
Yes, and the coaches admit themselves that that is their weakest point.
2nd and 6. Pisarcik. Throws complete to Zonka. Zonka's got it at the 5-yard line. Bill Berge made the tackle. It'll be 1st and goal at the 5.
It's a good play selection. Once again, a fake. They're probably not worried about Zonka too much. They're probably dropping off on other people. Gives the Zonka a chance to put it down on the 5-yard line.
Now they bring Hammond out of the ball game, bring Willie Spencer in. So they got the 2 big backs in.
Bull Elephants.
That's it.
Old Green Bay style. Old San Francisco style.
It's a Spencer. And they got about 1.5 yards.
Well, it'll be a big guy. He was running a little high right there. Sometimes in cold weather, they do run a little high.
Art Toms made the tackle there, number 80. Art Toms was to have started today at the nose guard. Charlie Johnson, who's had a great year as a rookie, is out for the remainder of the year with a knee injury, but Art Toms seemed to have missed a workout. Missed it rather badly. And so Pete Lassetich started, but Art Toms is in there now.
And if it wasn't for Tony Dorsett, Johnson would probably get Rookie of the Year. That's how much they think of him.
I think you're right. 2nd and goal at the 4. Spencer up to a wing. Coder's in there. Here's Coder.
Should go in. It should go in.
Not quite. At the flag. He was knocked out of bounds.
Well, sometimes in that position you go airborne. Let's take a look right at the 1-yard line here. In my opinion, he should have really gone for that corner. Took off, flew over the end zone. But as I said, it's a cold day.
Did not quite get in. The gun is sounded, ending the first quarter of the ball game, and there is no score.
Polaroid's One Step is the simplest camera in the world. You don't have to focus or anything.
I thought this was the simplest camera.
This is.
I just snap the shutter, and I've got the picture.
Where?
Well, I have to get it developed.
And I just press this button. A motor hands me the picture, and I see it in minutes.
It's pretty, but mine's just as simple up to when the picture comes out.
What kind of logic is that?
Mine?
Doesn't make any sense.
You mean you don't understand it?
Get the One Step.
With the price of most things going up, the sticker price of Pinto, the best-selling American small car, is coming down. As of October 3rd, new 78 model Pintos with more standard features will have a lower sticker price than last year's model comparably equipped. Important features are now standard, like AM radio, power front disc brakes, rear window defroster, tinted glass, and protective body side moldings. Ford Pinto, the best-selling American small car. Now more car for the money than last year. At Ford, the better ideas keep coming.
Well, the weather up here is tough on everything.
Oh, you kind of feel good that you have a diehard.
You need a good battery in the city of Anchorage.
In Anchorage, they buy more diehards than any other battery.
I think the diehard was probably designed with Anchorage in mind.
Yeah, we depend on the diehard.
Turns that motor over just fantastic.
And so far, Sears diehard battery has been a good battery for me.
The diehard, with extra power to start your car when most batteries won't.
Turn the key over and it goes, you know that?
Sold only at Sears.
In the first quarter, New England 14, Miami nothing. Now keep in mind, in the Eastern Division of the AFC, if either one of those teams can win their last two, they win the championship. Baltimore's got to have help. And Chicago 7, Green Bay nothing. Avellini pass to Jim Scott as we start the second quarter now. No score. The Giants have the ball at the 1-yard line. It's third down. Pisarcik, penalty markers. No indication because there are markers. Bob Frederick, the referee, coming in now to get into the stack and to check out Lou Palazzi, the umpire. The linesman's flags it was. Frederick now will step out.
It's against the Eagles.
It is against the Eagles. I'm afraid that Frederick's microphone is not working.
So they're going to move the ball a half an inch.
Not going to be easy to do. Careful now, Robert. Careful, Robert. Right there. That's
I mean, are you kidding? Does it make a difference?
Put it down where it was, didn't it?
That's right, you know. I guess they wanted to go through the motion.
He may be frozen up. Yeah, he's frozen up.
But you know, in this situation, there's certain ball players that you like to have because they have a nose for the end zone. They know how to run in that particular territory. It's the toughest territory on the field to run in. And I think the Giants should have already had that touchdown. I think Kotar did not have a nose for the end zone on the play that got him down to the 1.
Still third down. Penalty down doesn't count, of course. Try it again. Touchdown,
yes,
Giants. Pisarcik on the sneak.
All right. New York marches on.
Giants are on the scoreboard.
Okay. Not too much to say. The line is charging out very low. You notice the center come through on the middle linebacker. Simple football. They call that blocking and not too much running.
Pisarcik going off now. He's listed at 220. There was a time when he weighed a lot more than that. Joe Donello, he'll empty conversion now. He's 17 for 18. Boots it up, and it's good. So, the Giants are on the scoreboard first. But there's a penalty marker.
America's best-selling new car in history, the new Ford Fairmont. What's behind Fairmont's success? Fairmont's mileage, highest EPA mileage rating of any mid-size car. Fairmont's roominess, more room for the money than any other car. Fairmont's price, lowest sticker price of any mid-size car. Test drive America's best-selling new car ever at your Ford dealer, where the better ideas keep coming.
Introducing the new Remington XLR, the electric shaver that shaved as close as a blade
And to prove it, we're doing something spectacular. We're giving away a blade to compare it with. We guarantee the Remington XLR will shave you as close as a blade or your money back. Now that's really spectacular. The Remington XLR shaves as close as a blade or your money back.
Giants are leading 7-0. That's Montgomery, number 31, back there. He's explosive, and Larry Marshall's back there with him to receive the kickoff from Joe Danello.
Montgomery has about 4.4 speed, which is something that the Eagles need. They kept him in camp, although they felt he should have been cut because he has great potential. You hear the word potential a lot. This man really has great potential.
Danello puts it up. Montgomery moves up. Montgomery at the 10-yard line. He's at the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Montgomery goes down at the 30-yard line. On to make the tackle was Dan Lloyd. Jim Brown at Abilene Christian. Montgomery scored 76 touchdowns, and he had 37 of them in his freshman year.
My goodness.
This Wednesday, Sean Connery stars in a role that might even top his performances as James Bond. Be sure to see him in The Next Man, a television premiere on the CBS Wednesday night movie.
Montgomery probably had a lot of one-yard runs. It's a lot of touchdowns, believe me.
He had a lot of injuries after that in college. Hogan and Sullivan.
Slowed down a little bit.
That's right. Sullivan.
All right.
He was hit immediately by John Mendenhall and wrapped up.
Right. Mendenhall is a great football player. John Mendenhall. Coming through. Wrapped him up. And bulldogged him down.
Did all of that. It's second down and 12 yards to go back at the 29. Certainly the Giant drive was 21 yards in 5 plays with the Sargic scoring from inches away from the goal line.
The Giants came to play today. I'm a little surprised. They really came to play.
They're intent on trying to get out at 500 if they possibly can.
It's a good season for them.
Now fake the draw. Roll right. Jaworski still got it, and he hits the deck. Jaworski hits the deck back at the 22.
Ron was a little tentative on that play. It almost seems as if there was a mistake made, as if someone did not run, you know, in the right direction or something like that. Some of the receivers must have went out of their path.
It's going to be 3rd and long here now. 3rd and 18. Larry Mallory has come into the defense for the Giants, and so is Ernie Jones. Lone setback. Jaworski angles and looks. Wanted to hit Henry, but now he is down, fumbles the ball, and recovers it himself on the 13-yard line. George Martin was there for the Giants. It's going to be 4th down. The punting unit comes in.
You know, Lindsey, they tell me that the Giants' defensive backfield is one of their weakest points, but on that particular play, there was a lot of time, but no one to throw to.
He was trying to hit Henry, I think. He was looking for Henry on the far side, the 89, but he was well covered. The Jets are leading Buffalo by a score of 3-0. A 25-yard field goal by Pat Leahy. So now the Giants drop Stanky back there, along with Hammond. Back in deep punt formation, Spike Jones will boot it. He's in his own end zone, as you see. Stanky is retreating. Over his shoulder, he's at his 41 right now. 45. So the Giants will start 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, Stanky made that outside move. On that one, he probably should have made the inside move because as the blocking was forming, it looked like he had a path up the middle.
Мне нравится ваша рубашка.
He admires your shirt.
It's a cotton-rich fabric called Natural Blend. Да. It's the Cotton Arrow by Arrow, 60% cotton, so it breathes. Dushat. It's got the extra comfort of extra cotton, plus durable press, no iron.
No iron. Natasha will do anything but iron my shirt.
If you're looking for comfort, look for the seal of cotton. The more cotton, the better you feel.
Mr. Highboom?
Huh?
Mr. Highboom.
Yes?
Yeah, look, we understand that you're taking a trip with us tomorrow.
Trip?
Yeah, well, we want you to know that Avis is working right now.
Avis?
It's vacuuming your car, checking the oil, brakes. Even the air in the spare tire.
Spare tire.
One of the ways Avis tries harder is working at night, so you're ready in the morning. Yeah. Oh, by the way, it's a Chrysler Cordoba, and it's blue. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
We try harder, Avis, we don't know another way.
Sean Connery, the target of terrorists in The Next Man. Suspense thriller on the CBS Wednesday night movies at 9, 8 Central and Mountain Time.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Jim Brown at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, where the Giants are leading the Eagles 7-0. Giants have the ball first and 10 at their own 45-yard line. On a slot left with a lone setback, and before we go, we have whistles to get things properly aligned.
Yes, sir. Lindsey, you know the Eagles only have one first down.
And we're in the second quarter.
It's very surprising. They look a little disorganized to me. I thought it would be just the opposite. But I think the Giant momentum is carrying on.
They've got Zaka evened up with Hammond now. It's the setback. Wide receivers left and right for Pisarcik. Fake the draw. Pisarcik, and it's Shirk, but intercepted by Herman Edwards. Herman Edwards intercepted. Shirk was the intended receiver. Eagles first and 10 at their own 46.
Intercepted, fumbled, and recovered the fumble.
Exactly.
Good fake of the draw. Bad throw. Rushed. Anybody's ball. Cold weather's going to come into play right now. Just watch it. Ball is out. Giants almost had it back.
He didn't really recover it. He fell on it.
Well, I guess you're right. When it's that cold, you just try to put your body around it. Your hands are not working too well.
First and 10 at the 46. Into an I formation. Herb Lusk gets the tailback. Motion outside right. Fake to Lusk. Jaworski to Hogan. Hogan across the 50. Brad Van Pelt wrapped him up. The 48-yard line.
Watch the time that Jaworski has on this particular play. It's floating, floating, looking. Finally finds the short man. But I think we should note that once again, it didn't seem to be anybody open downfield. So maybe inspiration is playing a lot in that Giant defensive backfield today.
Been outstanding so far.
Yes, sir. A carryover from last week, probably.
Second and 5 at the 49-yard line. Hogan, he got to about the 47 as Harry Carson was there. Harry Carson's there a lot, the number 53. George Martin also on the play.
Yes, sir. Archer had a chance at it. You saw him, he missed the first tackle, got up hitting his hands together. He knew he could have had about a 5-yard loss.
Jim Brown, yesterday, your former coach, Paul Brown, was saying that if you have a big cannon, you fire it, pointing out that he used to run Jim Brown 40 times a game. How does the big cannon feel about that?
Well, you know, Paul used to whisper over to John Wooten and say, we're going to turn the animal loose on them today. Well, I didn't like being called an animal, but I understood what he meant.
You consider that a compliment?
Yes, I did, because he didn't give too many of them.
Jaworski throwing, and it is incomplete and almost picked off.
Well, they always say that you hit the man in the wrong place when you hit him up in his chest. But honestly, that pass was a little behind the receiver, believe it or not. And on a cold day, that's a very tough catch.
Crefley, the man who, for whom it was intended. Hammond's dropping back, 33 in the center. Steige's on one side, Robinson on the other. That's the normal return alignment of the Giants. That is Spike Jones back, the 8-year veteran from Georgia.
And some people think that Crefley is all-pro potential. That was the reason the Eagles could get rid of Charles Young. Yes, sir.
Nice barreling kick. Hammond lets it go, hits on the 5, and goes into the end zone. Touchback, first and 10 at the 20-yard line. So, the Eagles will start now as the Giants are leading by a score of 7-0. We have 10 minutes, 46 seconds remaining to be played in the first half.
Just listen to that. That's just one of the great original hits in this exclusive new Firestone Christmas album. This is a really big collection of all-time favorite Christmas classics with many of the artists who made them famous. It's yours for only $1.69. 8-track tape, $1.99. at Firestone stores and dealers just about everywhere. Merry Christmas, everybody.
You know, sometimes you just don't like the finish on something. And that's the best time to reach for a Black & Decker finishing sander. They're the best-selling line of finishing sanders in America.
At up to 10,000 orbits a minute, they'll take on paint, rust, rough wood, or any unpleasant finish and get rid of it.
There. Now that's what I call a nicer finish. When America has a job to do, it reaches for Black & Decker.
CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday will feature the 1977 National Hot Rod Association World Championship, including Don Prudhomme in the funny car category. And then also, we'll have the Professional Arm Wrestling Championship. I'll tell you about those competitors a little later. First and 10. Giants have the football and Coder's carrying. But Carl Harrison got to him.
Once again, Coder is making that little inside move, swinging outside. Sometimes when it's not there, you don't make the inside move, you just take the inside.
Coder came in with 380 yards rushing, an average of 3.4 per carry so far this year.
Well, sometimes in college they used to say that 3 yards per carry was a decent average, but now I think you got to be up in the fours.
I think you're right. It certainly has changed. Hammond and Coder are the setbacks now. Masarchik there. Motion inside from Marshall and the right end. Hammond carrying. Got out to about the 22 as Frank Lemaster brought him down.
Yeah. All right, now watch Hammond. He looks like a little guy to me, but he's got a lot of heart. Good move there. It was just a high step, really. But you notice he's always trying to fall forward. That's the sign of a good back. Get that forward movement. If you fall for a yard or 2 extra yards.
Third down play.
Think they might pass? No.
Well, they don't do it. Leave it on the ground to the little man, and Hammond gets across the 25 to the 26. That'll bring the punting unit on.
Well, they left it on the ground to the little man, but I knew what they expected.
Jim Brown, a whole generation of Giant fans remember you as the hated enemy from Cleveland. And, of course, those are the years of the great Giant teams. You and Sam Huff really hate as much as it looked as though you did.
Well, you know, since we're going back to the Big Apple, I want to say hello to all my New York fans and enemies. And I'm so happy to be back without having to bother with Sam Huff.
Jennings in deep punt formation.
Believe me.
Marshall chases over Larry Marshall. He's got it at his 38-yard line. At the 40-45. Cuts back to the inside. 50-45. Hurdles his way up to the 43-yard line. Good return by Marshall.
Nice little alley there.
Peterzak made the tackle. Peterzak comes in, makes the snap in deep punt formation, and usually covers rather well. Bob Frederick spots it on the 44. First and 10. So now the Giant defense will be called upon. The Eagles will try to move that football as they're trailing by 7. A Fiesta Bowl coming up on CBS, and it's going to be Joe Paterno's Penn Staters against Arizona State. That's Sunday, December 25th. I'll be there along with Tom Matty. Ron Jaworski. They've got Montgomery in there to left set now. And batted down. He's trying to hit Carmichael on a crossing pattern. Troy Archer got a big enough to bat it down.
Let's watch Archer. He's number 77. Powerful move. And he's doing what he's taught. That's a sign of coaching. They coach those guys when they see the passer draw back and they can't rush him to get up in the air, try to block it or try to block his view. One is just as effective as the other sometimes.
Second and 10 at the 44. Carmichael's in a wide left. He's 6 feet 8 inches tall. Montgomery goes to a left set. Jaworski. Carmichael. He's got it. Carmichael at the 28.
68 inches is what completed that pass. Exactly what you said, Lindsey. He used every inch of the 68 inches. The ball floated a little bit. I mean, he's a giant. I look like a midget standing next to him.
Ernie Jones now made the tackle. They use Ernie Jones in there on Carmichael because he's 6'3".
That's exactly right. That is a special plan that is only for Carmichael.
Chicago 7, Green Bay 3 in the second quarter. Bears still in contention in the Central Division of the NFC. Hogan to a left set, Montgomery to a right set. Montgomery finds some running room. Turn the rookie loose to the 21-yard line before Troy Archer and Harry Carson stop it.
That's where you could see that quickness. It was good initial hold, but the quickness of Montgomery is what did it. Quick little move, quick acceleration, good forward lean. Good play on the part of Montgomery.
7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. Veterans Stadium on a cold day in Philadelphia. Montgomery's the tailback in this eye. Hogan's the up back. Hogan, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
What we're seeing now, Lindsey, is a Philadelphia attitude. Philadelphia came out acting as if the Giants did not count. New York is playing great football. Now Philadelphia has that attitude. They're blocking. They've got that emotional spirit working. Believe me, you always have to have that, even if you have talent.
The last 4 games involving these two teams have been won by the Philadelphia Eagles. The Giants haven't beaten them since 1975. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Montgomery to a left set. Hogan to a right set. Montgomery struggles for a few up to about the 12-yard line.
That's right. He did struggle. That's a good attitude for a back to have. Believe me, it looks like he could possibly be a good one, Lindsey.
He has all the potential to be an exciting running back, and that's why the Philadelphia Eagles have insisted on keeping him around.
He's had a lot of injuries.
Carmichael trying to keep those hands warm. It's 2nd down and 7 yards to go, and the ball's at the 12-yard line. 6 minutes remaining to be played in the first half. Carmichael goes out to a wide left. Charlie Smith to a wide right. Montgomery stays into the tailback behind Hogan. Split him out. Hogan. Inside the 10, near the 8-yard line. Harry Carson there.
That's a good old draw play. Draws can be highly effective sometimes. It all depends on the charge of the defensive line, though. If they're really charging, the draw can work. If they're charging soft, the draw is hard to work. That's a case where when a team is doing something hard, which is right, the opposite thing can happen. I mean, the play can work. If they're doing it soft, if someone's loafing, they'll loaf around and catch the draw.
So true. The man who makes the tackle on the draw frequently was loafing.
That's right.
3rd and 3. Montgomery left. Hogan right. Jaworski pops it to Carmichael. Well, Ernie Jones was with him. Ernie Jones was with him, and it's incomplete.
Well, let's watch this because it was not Ernie Jones that did it. It's the old alley-oop type pass. All right, Jones is there, but if this pass was thrown softer where it would float down, Carmichael could have jumped.
Well, the Philly fans think there was some interference, and he might be right.
Well, they might be.
Gabriel's in to hold. Gabriel does the holding. Nick Mickemeyer is in. He's the 3rd placement kicker they've had this year. He is 0 for 1. 25-yard field goal, and it's good. Nick Mickemeyer with a 25-yarder. His first as a Philadelphia Eagle, although he played for Temple here in Philadelphia. The Eagles get 3 points on the scoreboard, and it is the Giants 7, the Eagles 3, and we have 4 minutes 50 seconds remaining to be played in the first half here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia.
And Philadelphia is now getting serious because, believe me, in that first quarter, they were not serious.
Sun Bowl is coming up on CBS. That's going to be Stanford against LSU, and that is Saturday, December 31st. We're going to have Pat Summerall and Tom Brookshire for CBS at the Sun Bowl. Jim Brown, you had 9 great years in the National Football League. You never missed a game because of an injury. How can a man play as hard as you did, as long as you did, without a serious injury?
Well, I had different gears. I didn't always go in 4th gear with the highest one. I don't think a man can run two miles at 100-yard dash speed. I knew what to do and what not to do, and I had an awful lot of luck.
Nick Mickemeyer will kick it off now for the Philadelphia Eagles. Hammond and Moorhead have dropped back deep to receive it. Moorhead at the 18, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, and across to the 31-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 31 for the Giants.
And usually when you see a kickoff and the receiver have to float for a while, it's not going to be successful, because usually a receiver has to accelerate, because even if he breaks, if he isn't accelerating, someone's going to get him.
Giants are leading by a score of 7-3. We have 4:41 left in the half. Perkins comes out to a wide left, Robinson to a wide right. Zonka's in the right set, Hammond on the left. Loosen up the Zonk. Hammond. Across to the 34-yard line. Picked up about 3 on the play. Manny Sistrunk and Carl Hairston in to make the tackle.
You know, it's interesting. New York is using Zonka basically as a blocker. Almost every play he goes in and he blocks. That's a lot of money for a blocking back.
It is indeed.
Speaking of money, Zonka, if you didn't get all the money, I couldn't be talking about you.
Second down and 7 yards to go at the 34. Studied finance at Syracuse University.
Yes, sir. Highly successful man.
Hammond. He ever popped. Oh, boy. Carl Hairston.
Well, let's take a look at the Zonk this time. Floated in. Took the wrong path, basically. Or there were too many men coming, he couldn't make his mind up. That's not necessarily his fault.
Be a 3rd down play coming.
Hammond has 12 carries for 50 yards, which isn't too bad.
3rd and 9. Pisarcik. Hammond again. Well, he hurdles one. Bill Berge made the tackle, and the punting unit comes out. Jim Brown, a lot of fans around New York remember you as an all-sports star at Manhasset High School. I remember you as a great lacrosse star. What's the matter? No big money in lacrosse, or what is that?
No, I'll tell you, but when you mention Manhasset, I love Manhasset. The greatest people I've met in my life are out there. Ed Walsh, Dr. Collins, Kenny Malloy. They made me. They gave me an opportunity to go to college, an opportunity to learn the right things in life, and I want to say hello to all of them.
Snap to Jennings. Marshall is waiting. Larry Marshall at the 24 to the 25, and he is wrapped up at the 26-yard line.
You know something, Lindsay? I don't understand what New York is doing on 3rd down. I mean, it seems awfully conservative to me. I hope they're not trying to sit on a lead at this particular time, because they're running the ball on 3rd and long.
That's what they've been doing. We have an injury on the play now, and so play is suspended for the moment by the officials for the injury. Eagles will start 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line. And that is the injury of which we spoke. Also, we have a penalty marker on that last punt, so the ball is being brought all the way back downfield. 2 minutes, 31 seconds remaining to be played. That was a 39-yard punt by Jennings, but there is a marker. Coming off the field, injured on the play, is Martin Mitchell.
You know, New York might be using philosophy if they stay close this first half. They can come back and win it. When I played with Cleveland, we used to try to play very conservatively. We knew we had pretty good defense. But somehow I think that on 3rd down, you should open it up.
John McVay, the Giant head coach. You saw Bob Frederick, the referee. Tell him. Somebody tell him. There was a violation of the kick coverage rule. Only the outside men can go down before the ball is kicked. Turner! He wants Turner's attention. Back in deep. Clipping. John Sanders. As you are doubtless aware by this time, Bob Frederick's microphone is not working. Houston 7, Cleveland 3 in the second quarter. Don Cockcroft kicked a 24-yard field goal. 3-yard run by Ron Coleman provided that first touchdown, the only touchdown. And the Chicago Bears are leading Green Bay by a score of 14-2. Peyton, 15 so far for 83 yards. Peyton had a 1-yard run for the touchdown.
Watch out, O.J. They're talking about you now, fella. They left me alone.
Walter Payton is trying to get to O.J. Simpson's rushing record for a single season. First things in at the 11-yard line. Eagles ball in their own territory. Jaworski handing it off to Hogan, and Hogan stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Must be Troy Archer. That's who it is, along with Jack Gregory.
It looked like a little semi-draw, which is just to get a few yards to try to get in working position.
Timeout Giants. 2 minutes, 9 seconds remaining to be played, and the Giants have called a timeout.
And on a cold day like today, you don't want to fool around your own territory too much because the possibility of turnovers are great.
Just to keep you posted right up to date, let us tell you that Green Bay has just scored on a one-yard run by Barty Smith, so it's now the Bears 14, the Green Bay Packers 10. The Bears, as you know, trailing Minnesota by 1 game in the Central Division of the NFC. So that's what you do to try to keep warm along the sideline.
Oh, yeah. Some coaches try to tell their players, don't do that. Don't warm your hands up. You're a man, you're strong. But believe me, it just doesn't work that way.
Jim Brown, you're one of the greatest running backs in the history of the game. Now tell me about running backs like O.J. Simpson and Walter Payton we've been talking about. What do they do? What does a man, what kind of qualities do they have?
Well, you see, people like to talk about who's the greatest. It is not who is the greatest. It is the differences in backs. Walter Payton has 3 gears. He works in those gears in a tremendous manner, which produces a lot of yards. O.J. Simpson has a 4th gear that is second to nobody. His 4th gear will allow him to go 80 yards if he gets into the secondary. If he hits the secondary, watch out for the 4th gear because he's going to take it 80 in you. If Payton gets in the secondary, he's going to use the 3 gears on you, and you might catch him because his 4th gear is usually weak because he's worked too hard in the 3.
Second down play for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jaworski. That's Montgomery, and he's out to the 16-yard line. Are you telling me then, in essence, that on that afternoon that we witnessed against Minnesota and Chicago, when Payton went 275 yards and scored only 1 touchdown, that Simpson might have scored more?
That's right. That was an example of 3 gears, not 4.
Introducing a new 1978 Ford Granada, the ESS. Can you tell it from this impressive $20,000 Mercedes 280 SE? Granada. Mercedes. Granada. Mercedes. Granada. Mercedes. The new Ford Granada ESS. See how close you can come to the look of a $20,000 Mercedes at the price of a Granada. When America needs a better idea, Ford puts it on wheels.
The magic of Christmas comes to life in instant color by Kodak. The EK6, the only motorized instant camera that gives you this. Bright, brilliant color by Kodak. You can capture all the enchantment and color of Christmas instantly. There's instant color, and there's instant color by Kodak.
Look what Santa Claus brought.
Giants are leading the Eagles by a score of 7-3. We have 2 minutes remaining to be played in the first half at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 yards to go for the Eagles. They have the ball at their own 16, and Dennis Nelson is into the ball game in place of Ed George, who's out now. Montgomery's the tailback. Hogan's the fullback. Jaworski is the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Carmichael's on a wide right. Split him. Montgomery coming right. Jaworski. Oh, well, Archer's one of them. And the other is George Martin. The bookends met at the quarterback.
Little stunt between the 2 men. Allowed them to get in. Mental error on the part of Philadelphia. It wasn't physical, it was mental.
So that brings up 4th down. The Giants are going to get the ball on the Philadelphia punt. Spike Jones is going to go back in deep punt formation. The Giants call a timeout. Giants call a timeout because they want to get that ball and have a little time to work with it.
Yes, they do. And as I said, Lindsay, on a cold day, it is very dangerous when you're backed up in your own territory like that.
Jim Brown, you quit football at the height of a career. You were perhaps the most famous football player in the country at the time. You quit and went into the movies. Ever have any regrets?
No, sir. You see me sitting up here now. If I didn't quit, I couldn't have been up here, Lindsey. I'm happy to be back, see what the guys are doing down there on the cold field, but I do not have any desire to be down there on that field anymore.
I was interested. You told me one time that you made that decision about a year before you quit.
Yes, I did.
All right, now, punt formation, and Spike Jones is back to do the booting.
Might get a rush, Lindsey.
He'll try. Well, he's trying to shank it. Picked up, and it's taken by Robinson. Robinson went down with no contact, fumbled the ball. Now, it might be the Giants recovering the whistle.
Giants ball.
Quick whistle. Giants keep the ball, not there, but at the spot where he first went down.
It wasn't too quick, Lindsey. I mean, he was down. They touched him, but I mean, he did slip.
It's a comparative term.
Yes, you're absolutely right. 32-yard punt.
So it's 1st and 10, and the ball's just outside the 38. The Giants will try to get something on the scoreboard now before the halftime intermission. 1st and 10, the Giants are leading by a score of 7-3.
This is a very important series of plays because if they can get on the scoreboard again, it will have a great effect on the second half.
Pisarcik going long. Perkins, but across the sideline marker incomplete.
You know, actually a team practices with situations like this. They have what they call a short list of plays that is set up for a minute and a half. So you know exactly what you're trying to do. This is really up for grabs between two men. It's floating. Anybody can get it except it's out of bounds.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go. As you see, inset, a minute and a half remaining to be played in the first half. Giants 7, Eagles 3. 2nd and 10. Marshall to wide left. Pisarcik the quarterback. Pisarcik. Cutter's got it. Heading for the sideline to stop that clock at the 37-yard line. Outlaw, so they only picked up a yard on the pass play.
Well, you know, that looked to be a very smart move on the part of Cotter. But maybe it wasn't because they didn't really have enough time. I mean, he just went straight sideways. Normally, you want your back to do that, though. But he could have tried to gain a few more yards and go out of bounds because it wasn't really that important at that particular time to stop the clock and get only a yard. They have time for a 1st down and a touchdown. 1:23 left.
3rd and 9 for Pisarcik. He guns this one, and it's taken at the 27 for a 1st and 10. Perkins on the reception, 1st and 10. Outlaw made the tackle.
And as I said earlier, the Giants are very high on Perkins and Robinson.
1st and 10 Giants at the Eagle 27. Just as soon as they get them aligned, they'll be marked ready for play. Giants are going to be ready. 58 seconds remaining in the half. Over the head of Perkins, that stops the clock. 2nd and 10 at the 27-yard line.
At this point, you regroup, draw your plan, let everybody know what they're supposed to do, and you try your best not to make any mistakes in this position.
John McVeigh. Jim Brown, I met a couple of fellas before today's ball game named Andy Robustelli and Jim Katcavage. You recall them?
That's right. They're two of the best that ever played the game. The unfortunate thing is that they both played defense. So our meetings were always very difficult for me.
2nd down and 10 yards to go. Pisarcik swings it out, taken by Shirk, and Shirk gets to the 20 and he's out of bounds there. Mahalik was there on the tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. Was going to be spotted at the 26-yard line, where initially he went out. That'll make it 3rd down and 9 yards to go. 46 seconds left.
Well, I imagine they'll pass on this 3rd down.
I should certainly think so.
You know, the funny thing in a situation like this, with enough time, they should work a little slower. You know, I mean, there seems to be a little, no rhythm working with the Giants at this particular time because they seem to be rushed. They're not really that rushed.
Pisarcik. penalty marker. That's going to be intentional grounding, and that's a judgment call on the part of referee Bob Frederick. That's it. That's grounding.
And that's what you mean by lack of rhythm.
Perkins is down.
He goes back, looks, of course, makes a bad move there, but that can happen because you don't want to lose that much yardage.
Perkins is injured on the play. Wide receiver for the Giants. Penalty is marked off against the Giants for intentional grounding. That is also loss of down. That is down and distance, which will bring up 4th down. Coming up at halftime now, stay tuned. Brent, Irv, and Phyllis going to bring you up to date on scores, highlights all around the National Football League. We're at that time of year when so many important things are happening. Teams still in contention all around the league. They'll bring you right up to date. If they can explain in every detail the full playoff picture, I certainly want to hear it.
Me too.
Timeout for New York, none left.
Hey, we just got word that the Giants have used their final timeout. Perkins is being assisted to his feet.
Those injuries really hurt in this kind of weather too, believe me. In fact, you don't really know how bad it is until you're far out.
Going to take him directly into the locker room rather than stopping by the sideline. We have 38 seconds left to play. McVay to Pisarcik. Jennings, his punter, with his arms wrapped up. He said, go out there, punter. Let's get it on. We are leading by 4 points, so punt the football away. Giants 7, Eagles 3.
This is the kind you usually don't want a run back on when you have 38 seconds or something like that. You usually don't want a run back.
Larry Marshall waiting at his 10-yard line. So it's angled over to prevent the run back. Out of bounds, there is no run back, and so it'll be 1st and 10 to the Eagles, and they have 30 seconds in which to put it in play.
Knowing Ron Jaworski, he'll probably try to score a touchdown in 30 seconds. Probably put it in the air.
He'll have it at his own 15-yard line.
And the coaches will probably tell him not to put it in the air.
I would think he would.
Only 4 points behind. Don't take any chances on interception at this particular time. Come back in the second half and do the job. Let's see what happens.
Sullivan and Hogan are setbacks. Sullivan to the 20, and Sullivan out to the 23-yard line. George Martin made the tackle.
That's the kind of a run that doesn't count too much because the defense in that situation will usually give you the run because they're trying to keep you from getting the big play that's really going to hurt them.
And now the Eagles are taking a timeout. They have 16 seconds left on that clock, as you see, and set.
And an interesting thing about that is when O.J. Simpson was trying to get a particular record, if you run him in this kind of situation, you get a lot of easy yardage because the team is really not playing very difficult. It's an easy way to pad your yardage.
Jim Brown, how can a running back protect himself from injury against a defender?
Well, the first thing you have to do is get in the best condition of your life. The second thing you have to do is stay out of the air a lot, because if you go in the air, if you do a lot of jumping like Calvin Hill used to do, you're going to get hurt. Those are the two most important aspects of it.
We have 16 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. The Giants are leading by a score of 7-3. Zonka along the sideline.
Big fella.
It's all of that.
From the old tradition of the Syracuse fullbacks. The great Ernie Davis, Floyd Little, Larry Zonka. And I played there a little bit too, but
yes. I recall.
Wasn't my best days.
Well, the handoff and the tackler got this. Hogan with the ball. Gets out to the 20. There's a penalty marker drop back there. 7 seconds on the clock.
And it looked like the coaches won out. They're just trying to really run the clock out.
Clipping against the Philadelphia Eagles. Maybe they'd better run it out from back there.
That's right. If you're back there, it's cold. You can fumble the ball. 3 or 4 seconds, you can be another 3 points down without even knowing what happened.
Jack Gregory, the defensive captain of the Giants, being consulted there for 81.
And there is a point, as far as strategy is concerned, conservative football, believe me.
Defense to 5. Offense to 5.
25 in the offense. Refused.
Penalty is declined. So the ball stays. The down counts now. Los Angeles against the Washington Redskins next Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The NFL on CBS. The Redskins against the Rams. With the running backs. Hogan. Popped it out there to the 25. Harry Carson made the tackle, and time has run out. Some of the Philly fans thought they should have put it up, but they left it on the ground, and time has run out. So at the end of the first half, the score is the Giants 7 and the Eagles 3.
Sir. It's about time you're here. Another late night, I presume? Well, let's get started. The first thing we have for your assignment is this micro-cassette tape recorder.
Genius. Did you design this, huh?
Well, no, actually. It's a Sony. Next is this radio with 32 worldwide bands, can tune in just about any place.
Extraordinary. Who gets the credit for this one?
This is a Sony, too. You'll also need this ultra-compact portable video camera, and we're going to mount this 5-inch color TV in your car, along with this Betamax deck for playback.
Remarkable. Are they,
Yes, they're Sony also.
Excuse me, sir, but did you just walk into a store and buy these?
Well, yes.
Well, keep up the good work, sir.
If it's a little extraordinary, chances are it's a Sony.
This is my team. And this is the new Giants Stadium in the Meadowlands. Hello, I'm Brad Van Pelt. New York's so big that it's hard to even begin to tell you about it. I could start here with a skyline like no other in the world. But let me show you a special part of the New York scene. It's the feeling you get when you're jogging in Central Park, walking up Fifth Avenue, riding the subway, or looking back on the city from the George Washington Bridge. The feeling that here, in what may be the greatest experiment of people living together, there is the greatest need for human friendship. That's why the United Way volunteers are so important. They work for the visiting nurses, Girl Scouts, Salvation Army, and many other agencies funded by the United Way. New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut wouldn't be the same without them. On behalf of the volunteers and the Tri-State United Way, we'd like to say, thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way.
Preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. It's halftime here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, and the Giants are leading by a score of 7-3. Our CBS analyst here this afternoon is Jim Brown, who in 9 years with the Cleveland Browns became one of the great running backs in the history of the game. He is certainly an authority on running backs. Jim, we touched earlier on something that's troubled Giant fans throughout the season. When Larry Zonka came to the Giant fans said, gee, this is the answer to our prayers. He was so great at Miami, and yet the Giants have had trouble with the running game. Tell us what the problem is.
Well, when they first got Zonka, they did not analyze the assets that Zonka brought to the team. Zonka is basically a straight-ahead runner who is a great blocker. Now, you cannot build a team around a straight-ahead runner that is a great blocker. You must have a team that is already together. You must have good ends. You must have a good, fast breakaway runner. You must have a good quarterback. And if you get a guy that can really block and that can really get you those 3 yards, then you're going to have a championship team, as Miami had. They had all of those other things in Warfield and Mercury Morris and in Greasy. So, in my opinion, I never expected Zonka to do much with New York because you're not going to run over the defensive players that they have in this league today.
In other words, you got to have a cast to go with a star.
You must have a cast to go with a star that is a blocker and a straight-ahead runner.
Now, would this also apply to, say, a quarterback like Craig Morton, who was ineffective with the Giants, has become a great star at Denver?
That's right. That is why the Giants got rid of Morton because they did not have the players to go along with him. They had to wait for their young players to mature. They sent him to Denver. He's had a great year with Denver because they have the cast to go with him. It is not a put down on Morton. It is not a put down on the Giants. It's just that every player can't play with every cast.
I want to talk about one thing. We've talked about techniques of running backs, and you certainly know everything there is to know about techniques.
Not everything.
Well, a great many things. You know, for a period, what we used to call the stiff arm, the straight arm, almost disappeared, and Walter Payton's almost brought it back.
Yes, sir. That's an observation that I have made. Walter Payton uses the straight arm. The straight arm is a great weapon. It has about 4 moves to it, and Payton uses all of them.
Show us some of them, will you?
One is to put it on top of the head of the ball, of the tackler, so you force him down. The other is just to flick him in the face so he closes his eyes. He blinks, and he's going to probably miss the tackle or at least hit you off direction. The other is to throw him a forearm as he hits you in his chest. Boom. And the last is to catch him, catch his shoulder as he hits you, and lift when he hits. And that was kind of thing I used a lot. That's why I like Payton so much. He brought it back.
Jim Brown, you, of course, played for 9 years, and then you went into acting in Hollywood. You look to me as though you're in better shape than you were the last time I saw you play.
Well, Lindsey, I have to stay in shape. You see, I'm a single man. I'm in Hollywood. How am I going to get any dates if I go in 300 pounds? I mean, what can you say?
Do you weigh as much or less or more than you did when you played?
I am about 3 pounds under my playing weight.
You know, I've noticed you around. We've done 2 ball games together. You get to visit with a lot of people. I saw you visiting with Chuck Bednarik this afternoon. I saw you visit last night with Tommy McDonald. I saw you visiting with Andy Robustelli. Do you enjoy getting back into the element of football as played by the men with whom you played?
Well, yes, because it is a great fraternity. In fact, there's a great love among football players, especially opponents, because we have so much respect for each other until when we see each other and we're all doing good, it's like a meeting of love because we have been to war. We have fought a war against each other. We have survived, and we are very happy to say, hey, fella, how you doing? I'm glad to see you doing well.
I want to check out one final thing with you before we start the second half here. I did a special once at the University of Syracuse with Ben Schwartzwalder. We were dollying a camera back, strolling underneath the trees, and I said to him, must have been a great satisfaction to you to have coached people like Floyd Little and Ernie Davis and Jim Brown. Must have been great to have coached Jim Brown. And he said, yes, he said, Jim Brown, I remember so well. We'd go down to the practice field, and Jim would already be there. And I thought, oh, no, this is going to be the old thing, you know, about the dedication. He said Jim Brown would already be there, asleep on the dummies.
Well, you know I have to be relaxed.
Now let's go to the field and pick up the second half of this game between the Giants and the Eagles as Jaworski loosens up. It's a 7-3 ball game. Here are stats now. Giants had the ball for 32 offensive plays, and the Eagles for 27. First down, 6 and 4 Giants. Yards rushing, Giants 71 to 47. Passing almost even, 38-37. Total yards 109 Giants, and the Eagles 83.
Pretty close.
Very close. As we have said before, the Giants hopeful of winning today and finishing up against the Chicago Bears at Giant Stadium next week would get them out at a 7-7-500, and they would count their season a complete success, all things considered.
Yes, they would. Would be a good season for New York. They could look forward to next year. They could make that trade for Zonka, bring another back in here, save a lot of money, give him a new career with a team that can truly use him.
Eagles, on the other hand, came in with a record of 3-9, and their lone hope was to escape sole possession of last place in the Eastern Division of the National Football Conference, knowing that if they could win their last 2, meaning beat the Giants today and beat the Jets next week, they would finish 5-9, then be hopeful that the Chicago team would beat the Giants. That would make them both 5-9, and they would finish in a 4th place tie.
But a funny thing about the Eagles is that they feel very proud of their season because they feel that they have been in almost every ball game. They feel they have a good defense, and they feel they're very close to having a championship caliber team. They are not disappointed in their record because they do not feel they have a bad football team.
Well, they haven't been wiped out because we did a game here in which they played Dallas right down to the wire. Last week they played Dallas right down to the wire. So they certainly have a club of that caliber, and I think they are right in assessing it that way.
And they're going to try to acquire a running back, but I think out of the 2 teams, although New York has the best record, New York is going to have to get more players to help them get a championship caliber team.
You see Montgomery on the far side, Marshall on the near side, and Joe Danello will kick it off. As we start the second half, Giants lead 7-3. Montgomery has it at the 1-yard line. Montgomery to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Montgomery 35, 40. Montgomery.
Let's check the speed. Let's check the speed.
The 4-4 speed on 99-yard return. 99 yards on the kickoff return for the young man of whom we spoke in the first half, Wilbert Montgomery from Abilene Christian.
And that's what you do with 4-4 speed. All right. You're watching me move straight up, follows his wedge, makes a good move, got a good block, find a lot of open air, cut back beautifully, moved back to the outside, put the ball to the outside, and went to the 4-4 speed.
He got to the point where he turned on the afterburner, 99 yards on the kickoff return.
Went to the 4th gear that I was talking about. If he didn't have it, he would have never gone in for 6.
Exactly right, because he wouldn't have got past about the 35-yard line.
Exactly right, Lindsey.
Conversion attempt coming, and so the Philadelphia crowd is excited. Everybody's excited by the kickoff return. Nick Mickemeyer will attempt with Roman Gabriel holding. About all Gabe does these days, and it's booted up, and it's good. And so, the Philadelphia Eagles have come back to score quickly here, and they're leading by a score of 10-7.
But, Billy Joe, you are dressed for a Del Rio dogfight. You'd sure look better in Hager slacks. Or a Hager sport coat and slacks. Even a Hager vested suit. A variety of outfits you don't have to be rich to afford. Oh, Billy Joe, you look like $1 million.
Make that two.
Billy
Hager,
Joe.
because looking good makes you feel good.
Honey, is this homeowner's insurance high?
I don't know. Think it's too much?
How would I know?
Compare with Allstate.
Compare?
Bring in your policy and compare rates. If you have a good deal, we'll tell you. But for many, chances are we've got a better deal.
We've got a better deal.
Allstate might save you some money, but you'll never know until you bring in your policy and compare.
Oh, that's a good deal.
When you want to save on homeowners insurance, Allstate wants to help.
That's a promise from us, the Good Hands people.
Here again, the kickoff return.
Yes, it's another angle, so let's really watch him closer this time. Moves up the middle, cuts behind the good block, swings to the outside, a lot of air, comes back, makes a good move there. At this point, it is nothing but speed, and he opens up. The man scored about 76 touchdowns in his college career, 37 his first year. He's been hurt a lot, but they kept him because of just what you saw.
Now they know why they kept him. Short kickoff. Hammond has it to the 19, to the 20, 25. Fumble into the air, and Hammond got it coming down. Hammond had it going up and coming down. The Giants first and 10.
That means you've been a good man all week, brother. That could have meant the football game if that ball did not come back in his hands.
It's at the 29-yard line. Cleveland Franklin was the man there for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes, and you know Montgomery kickoff return was the longest kickoff return since 1963. And the guy that did it before him was a good friend of mine, Timmy Brown, who returned one for 100 yards.
That's for the Eagles. For the Eagles, their longest kickoff return since 63. And now it's carried through to the 32 by Coder. Coder got about 3 yards on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. Giants trailing for the first time today.
And we have a ball game, Lindsey.
We do have a ball game on a cold afternoon at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. We're early in the 3rd quarter here. Moorhead's coming out to a wide left. That's Jimmy Robinson in a wide right. They've got Coder and Spencer in there now. That's Spencer moving up to a left set. Coder goes out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Frank LeMaster ran about.
You know, when you talk about Spencer and Zonka, you know, if I was a coach, I would take every guy around 240 and tell him to lose about 15 pounds. I'm not really a big back man. Once you get over 230, I think it's a little too much pork chops to have to carry around.
Third down and 2 yards to go. The ball was spotted at the inbounds marker at the 37-yard line. Pisarcik brings them up. He has quarterbacked the Giants all day. Ed Marshall's in there now on a wide receiver. Spencer. He was trying to get to the sticks, and he may have made it. When he's finally spotted, he may have the first down. First and 10, I think. Frederick may bring out the sticks.
Yes, it looks like a first down. If
he leaves it there.
Yes, if they leave it there, it is a first down.
First and 10.
Spencer hit that high, too. Okay, 235 pounds going in. Now notice, he was very fortunate because he allowed the tackler to get underneath. On a situation like that, you should never let the tackler get underneath.
Hammond's catch. But Bill Berge got in to pull him down at the line of scrimmage.
Bill Berge, all-pro, was all defense then. There was nothing you could say about the runner. There's nothing you could say about the offense. That was all defense.
Bill Berge, one of the fine linebackers in this game, a 9-year veteran out of Arkansas State.
He's highly respected by other players. That's something that I always have high respect for. When another player respects you, your opponents respect you, you are playing football.
Second down and 10 yards to go for the Giants. Daka's in at the fullback now. Hammond's the tailback. Hammond into the 44-yard line. Bill Berge got there first. Picked up 4. It'll be third down and 6 yards to go. Lassitich also in on the tackle.
Now we want to watch this third down play because it's going to tell you the thinking of the Giants. If they come out and run the ball, then I think the thinking is a little negative.
A little conservative.
They got to come up with something here. We'll get a good idea how they feel about themselves on this particular play.
Daka's the up back. Hammond's the tailback for Pisarcik. That's Hammond.
Well, they feel pretty good about themselves.
They leave it on the ground and make it work.
They know what they can do. When 3rd and 6, they know how to run it. I want to see that again myself. Little misdirection. Hammond comes back. Oh, good move. Good sideward movement. Cuts back. Good blocking. Continuing blocking. It's good play. I do question those calls, but good execution. I will not change my mind on the call.
I would guess if they think that Hammond is the best weapon they have, and they may be right. It's first and 10, the 42-yard line. Hammond. He got a yard to the 41.
His forte is his maneuverability and his quickness. He's a smart ball player. He's a good ball player. He doesn't have the weight to really get you those extra 3 or 4 yards up, but he's a fine ball player.
Hammond, second-year man from Morgan State, 5'11", 170-pounder. Picked up 74 yards and 17 rushes. Second down and 9 yards to go. Motion, Hammond outside right. Quick pitch to Coder. Penalty marker. Coder just got to the line of scrimmage. There is a marker on the play. Bunning was there on the tackle. Holding against the Giants.
Bad time for it. An interesting point I'd like to point out to our viewers. When you watch the quarterback foot, if he raises one of his feet, put it down, then it's usually going to be a man in motion. I don't know why they bother to do it. It doesn't fool anybody, because if you watch him, you'll see him. He'll kick one foot up, and the man will go in motion. But I guess it's mainly for the timing of it.
Ball goes back to the 49-yard line.
And sometimes if you watch a running back, watch where his weight is. Sometimes the weight is on his hands. He's going to go straight ahead. Sometimes if he's sitting back, he's going to go left or right. Those are the things that the opposing team tries to key on to know exactly what's going to happen before it happens.
Second and 19 at the 49-yard line. Coder. Well, come back this way. Except for the fact that Drew Mahalik, the old Notre Damer, is there, number 54. Mahalik.
Okay, you can see that Coder is not Hammond. His moves are a little too deliberate. He does the best he can do. He comes back, which is a deadly sin if you don't have really great speed, because you're going to lose yardage. Hate to talk about it in that manner, but we might as well tell it like it is.
That's the way it is, and it makes it 3rd down and 24 yards to go.
Think there might be a pass?
I wouldn't be all that sure.
Well, it might, might be a little draw.
No pass. Line of scrimmage, no game.
Pisacek. That situation, Pisacek should have been running, but he should have been looking because he had too much yardage to make up as far as running the ball. So he should have been looking. And if he could not see anyone open, just take it, throw it out of bounds, or go out of bounds.
Now the punting unit in it. That's Larry Marshall back to receive it for the Eagles. Jennings, of course, in deep punt formation for the Giants. 9 minutes, 15 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. The Eagles 10, the Giants 7. Marshall at the 22. 25. And he went out of bounds just across the 30-yard line. Boyd Brown bounced him out over there, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. They'll start at their own 32.
Give your watch a new twist.
Twist-O-Flex, make it look more attractive.
Twist-O-Flex.
Put Spidell on your wrist.
Twist-O-Flex. Give your watch a great new look.
Twist-O-Flex. Give your watch a new twist. Give your watch a new Twist-O-Flex.
Twist-O-Flex watch bands, only by Spidell. They'll make your old watch look new or your new watch look better.
America's best-selling new car in history, the new Ford Fairmont. What's behind Fairmont's success? Fairmont's mileage, highest EPA mileage rating of any mid-size car. Fairmont's roominess, more room for the money than any other car. Fairmont's price, lowest sticker price of any mid-size car. Test drive America's best-selling new car ever at your Ford dealer, where the better ideas keep coming.
The roughest gang in town drafts Sisnick as their leader.
They told me you ripped out little Louie's tongue.
Don't miss Sisnick. Wednesday, right after Good Times.
On the CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 4, the WBC World Welterweight Championship. Highlights of that, it was held last night, Palomino and Palacios. And then the 1977 National Hot Rod Association World Championship. That includes Don Prudhomme in the funny car category. 1st down and 10 yards to go. Eagles have the ball at their own 32. Montgomery is in the ball game now. That's the tailback in the eye behind Hogan. Montgomery, who returned the kickoff a moment ago.
Oh, yes.
He's a little fired up, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Okay, let's look at this one. He's going to get a good block to the outside. He swings back inside a big hole. Did not really see the man on the ground, because at that point I think he could have got about 5 more yards. The spirit is good, the attitude is good.
That was Van Pelt on the ground, and he was wrapped up then by Carson. It's 2nd down and 3 yards to go at the 39-yard line. Montgomery's in the left set. Hogan.
Little standing up on the line of scrimmage there.
Troy Archer was there. Sort of ran up the back of Wade Key. Tampa Bay 6, New Orleans nothing in the 1st quarter. Keep in mind, Tampa Bay now through 26 games hasn't won. And so it is a 6-0 ball game in the 1st quarter.
John McKay.
Kansas City 21 and Seattle 14 in the 1st quarter. Ed Podolak, a 1-yard run for the last Kansas City touchdown there.
You know something, Lindsey, when you see well, the colder the weather gets, the higher the play becomes on the field. I mean, everything goes on around the chest. Nobody wants to hit that ground.
I can't say it. I blame him too much. This is artificial turf, and it's cold. 1st and 10. The cheer you hear is from the Philadelphia fans who are looking at that Tampa Saints score just posted here that you just saw. Philadelphia, you can bet they're pulling for Tampa. They haven't won anything. Turnaround pops to Carmichael. But he was wrapped up.
Well, Carmichael's probably the wrong man to throw that to because the Giants read it right away. They're going to watch him wherever he goes. They have such great respect for him.
They had Ernie Jones right there, and he made the tackle. It's a loss of 4 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 14 back at the 38-yard line.
Jones is Carmichael's man. Wherever Carmichael goes, you'll probably see Jones.
Montgomery to the left step. Make the draw. Jaworski throwing. Incomplete to Kreftley. Tight end Keith Kreftley. Clyde Powers covering.
Well, if you watch his movement, he'll tell you that he probably should have had it.
See the big mittens on Emory Moorhead's hands. Trying to keep warm. Bring up 3rd and long. Eagles ball at their own 38-yard line.
Protection on that play was pretty good. Jaworski had a lot of time, took aim, aimed it. But in cold weather, once again, it's very difficult to catch the ball.
Wally Henry has moved out to a wide left. There's only one setback now. Jaworski gonna run it. Sort of scissored as he got up there to the 44.
Well, you know these quarterbacks running the ball today, they're taught to really go down. They run with such a timid stride. It's something that's hard for me to get used to.
As an old play-by-play announcer watching the ball game here in the stands this afternoon. Back in deep punt formation now, Spike Jones. Stanky has dropped back with Hammond. Low pass, but he gets it off. Stanky will field it at the 18. To the 20. Stanky to the 23-yard line where the Giants will start 1st and 10.
You know, I noticed something there, Lindsey. Number 31, I won't call his name. He sort of blocked, and then he looked around to see where the runner was, and the runner was still coming. Then he turned around to block again. Now, that happens a lot in professional football. Usually, though, if you have a great back there, the blockers are afraid to do that because that back is going to be going all over the field, and they do not want to look silly in the movies when he runs up their back.
Violation of the kick coverage rule. Only the outside men can go down before the kick. It'll be brought back and kicked again. There's a moment of truth in that movie room, isn't there?
Yes, there is. The movie room is a room that is what we call a moment of truth, because when you sit there with your teammates and they run that play back and forth and back and forth, and you are doing something ridiculous, you feel very silly.
And if you happen to be sitting there and you haven't shown this play yet and you know what he's going to show.
Oh, yes. Your anticipation is there.
You'd rather be somewhere else. Back in deep punt formation against Spike Jones. It's still Hammond, but it's now Jimmy Robinson back here. Jimmy Robinson over to Hammond's side of the field. It's been no run back here. So now the Giants will take over 1st and 10. Going to be spotted, I think, up about the 35.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special. The beer will pour.
Innkeeper, a ration of Lowenbrau for me and my men.
Lowenbrau? You guys finally win a race? Oh, yeah, we found the secret. We lashed Joe to the mast so he couldn't fall overboard. You guys.
When you want the taste of a truly great beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrau.
You know the best part about sailing? Yeah, this part.
Let it be Lowenbrau.
You don't have to lose sleep worrying about that drive to work tomorrow. Not when you've got Firestone Snowbiters going with you. To dig you out and pull you through, they've got 2 sets of deep-biting teeth. And in between, traction bars for quiet running and long mileage. In radials, bias, or retreads, they'll put teeth in your winter driving. Firestone Town & Country Snowbiters. Pleasant dreams.
CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday, and one of the features the U.S. Professional Arm Wrestling Championship. Among the competitors, and I get this, a rock star's manager, a former boxing champion sparring partner, and a 250-pound waitress. I think I know her. That's just a few of them. Also, the World's Strongest Men competition, the final round, the individual tug-of-war on the CBS Sports Spec at 4 p.m. Eastern Time next Saturday. The Giants have the ball first and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Hammond and Zonka are the setbacks. Out to Moorhead on a screen and going nowhere.
Good fake up the middle by Hammond.
The master wrapped him up after they gained a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. Giants have had a siege of the flu for the past week. 10 days, as a matter of fact. Houston 19, Cleveland 6 in the 3rd quarter.
Arthur Modell has scared that team to death.
Kansas City 21, Seattle 20. It's in the 2nd quarter. Pisarcik brings them up. Dropping back again. There's Pisarcik. Goes to Moorhead at the 50-yard line and across to the 49. 1st and 10. John Outlaw made the tackle.
Sir, and give it to the offensive line because he had a lot of time to throw. And when you give a decent quarterback a lot of time to throw, he's usually going to throw it pretty well. Let's watch the blocking here. Good blocking, good blocking. You hit and you sustain. Delivery was good. The ball was on target. That's the way you do it. That's the way you draw it on board.
That Houston game, by the way, Billy White Shoes Johnson had a 72-yard return for a touchdown.
You know he can't outrun Tony Dorsett in a sprint? You never believed that.
And it dropped up by the Philly defense, Carl Hairston, who has played a fine game today.
Zonka moving in for the block, a little too slow. You can see it's a little too slow there. Hammond had to slow up. Allowed the defense to come in. Good defensive play, but I think on that particular play, Zonka was a step slow.
Hairston has had an outstanding game today from Maryland Eastern Shore. 245-pound defensive tackle. 2nd down, 13 yards to go at the 48-yard line. Pisarcik. Penalty marker. Marshall, the intended receiver. Marshall was the intended receiver. Bill Fergie was covering. Got to be an interference call.
Well, they saw something I didn't see.
Well, let's look again.
Watch it closely. It's going to be a little difficult to see, but it's very hard to tell. It looks like everybody was going for the ball.
Very hard to tell. In any case, it's a Giant first down at the 41-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are leading by a score of 10-7. We have 3 minutes, 38 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Emmy Moorhead's in the wide left and Marshall's in the slot left. Spencer and Zonka. Zonka carries. Pull it through to the 37-yard line.
Okay, let's watch Zonka this time. Came off of it pretty good. The Zonka forward lean, both hands on the ball, dropped the head. That's a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-yard position.
You know, Jim, when you speak of Zonka, even in his best days, he wasn't the fastest man off the blocks in the world.
Well, it's not only speed, Lindsey, it's maneuverability. In order for a big man to gain a lot of yardage like that, his offensive line has got to be tremendous.
2nd down play, and they give it to Zonka again.
And you can see right there that you just can't bullet too much. You See, you're going to have the ability, when you get to that initial hole, if it's closed, you're going to have to make one of those moves to find another hole. Right there, it was strictly two men meeting head-on. Nobody is that strong. And I'm not picking on Zonker. I'm just trying to say those things that I feel are right. Sometimes you talk about one guy an awful lot because he is an important guy on a team.
Third down and 5 yards to go. Outside the 36-yard line. For Sargent. Well, little Jimmy Robinson, 5'9", couldn't get that high. Needed a step ladder. So it'll bring up a 4th down. It'll bring out Danello, and this will be a 53-yard attempt on a cold day with Mallory holding. Joe Danello, a 53-yard attempt.
Boom!
Now the ball goes over at the line of scrimmage. Keep that in mind, the 36-yard line. First and 10 Eagles at their own 36. The Eagles are leading by a score of 10-7 late in the third quarter.
Here's a few tips on how to get out of an airport fast. 1. Join the #1 club and reserve a car with Hertz. 2. Have your license and credit card ready, because Hertz will be ready for you. Just sign and go. 3. Need directions? Ask Hertz. They know the shortest routes. Nobody can get you out of an airport faster. Nobody can get you out of an airport faster.
Go, Juice! Go!
Rent a Ford from Hertz, a superstar in rent-a-car. Ride.
The Eagles get the ball at the 36-yard line, so that might have been some question in the decision of whether you want to go.
In my mind, it was a question because the 20 is a whole lot different than the 35 or 36.
Word is from Chicago that Walter Payton has carried the ball 17 times for 105 yards.
Yes, sir. He is the genius right now.
That's a 100-yard rushing game for Walter Payton. Hogan quickly pulled down by Mendenhall.
Mendenhall, highly respected by his teammates, highly respected by his opponents. Great quickness, great strength. And he's not a tall man.
Mendenhall right there, number 64. From Grambling, a 6-year veteran, a 255-pounder. Third down and 8 yards to go. The Eagles have the ball at their own 38. The Eagles are leading by a score of 10-7. Kowarski. Well, finally wrapped up by Carson.
Defense. They're fired up. Watch the attitude. I mean, they are determined. They're coming from everywhere and coming hard. That is what a coach is always trying to get his players to do, get that emotional high. You see how they're swarming, they're still coming.
So on fourth down now, you see Jack Gregory, the captain of the defensive unit, who has come off now with the specialty teams on. Spike Jones will do the punting, and the Giants have dropped back there at 3 with Hammond center deep. Robinson on one side, striking another high pass, but Spike Jones gets it off. Fair catch signal, Hammond. Fair catches the ball at the 36-yard line. We have 1 second on the clock in the third quarter. First and 10 for the Giants. It's spotted 37-yard line. Bob Freddick marks the ball ready for play. One second, and the clock starts on the snap. Zonka is the fullback. Willie Spencer is the tailback. Spencer. That is through to the 41-yard line, and time has run out in this period. That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, the Eagles 10, the Giants 7. We now pause for a word from your local sponsor, local station.
Will the sudden romance between Hot Lips and Hawkeye continue to blaze under enemy guns? Don't miss MASH, Tuesday night on CBS.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Jim Brown here in Philadelphia. And Jim, the Giants have 7 running backs listed. Is it a little difficult to adjust to so many different sets of running backs?
Well, yes, it's difficult on the running backs because you like to be in there to get warm, to get a little tired, to get a little sweaty. When you have good backs, you don't play a lot of them. You will usually play 2, and a substitution will usually come when the game is just about over.
Big Zonka with his biggest gain of the day, and Zonka moves it through to the 44-yard line, 45.
Offensive line. Zonk goes through, big hole, big hole. Nobody there. The Zonk drops the shoulder, drops the arm.
John Sanders is injured on the play. That is he on the ground for the Philadelphia Eagles. The ball is spotted at the 44-yard line. Officials' time for the injury here. We have 14 minutes, 47 seconds remaining to be played in the ballgame. Houston 19, Cleveland 8 in the third quarter. So a season that began so auspiciously for Cleveland is not finishing that way. Seattle 27, Kansas City 21 in the second quarter. First and 10 now for the Giants. They have the ball at the Eagles' 44-yard line. The Eagles 10 and the Giants 7. Spencer moving over right. Coder is in the fullback spot. Ball is bootleg. Pisarcik has it. Played it to inside the 35-yard line. Coder, the short man, is the receiver.
Zonka has 5 carries for 27 yards.
Immediately following, you'll see Minnesota versus Oakland on most of these same stations. Second down and a yard to go inside the 35-yard line. Zonka gets the first and 10.
Good move, good move.
Giants keep their drive alive, first and 10.
All right, now watch Zonka. He goes in straight. Both hands on the ball, but he takes that little move to the outside, comes back, uses his strength, gets the first down.
Last week against the Cardinals, Zonka carried 13 times for 45 yards, which was his biggest productive day of the year. Zonka going off there. Coder's in the fullback spot. Spencer moves over left set. First and 10 at the 31-yard line. That's Coder. Moved into the 24-yard line. Bill Berge made the tackle for the Eagles.
They're talking about the Giants' offensive line, but I believe that they have been doing a good job today.
I think you're right.
A lot of times, a lack of ability can be overcome by the right kind of attitude, right kind of mental preparation.
Second down play. The ball is just outside the 24. Zonka's back in at the fullback. He and Spencer. Zonka pulling it down to the 21, trying to get to the sticks.
Zonk made that little move again, dropped his shoulders. Starts in, takes that little move to the left, drops that shoulder, moves ahead like he could always do.
Be third down and about a yard to go, a little less than a yard.
And you notice that even when Zonka is doing really well, it is because of his maneuverability. There's no such thing as just going straight ahead.
Spencer left, Zonka right, 3rd and 1. Zonka, first and 10. He picked up the first down at the 20-yard line.
except that's when you go straight ahead. Now this is sheer power. Gets low, 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 gets underneath the tackler, gets the first down.
Jimmy Robinson is brought in the next play now for John McVay and his staff along the sideline. 1st and 10 for the Giants. The Eagles are leading by a score of 10-7. We're in the 4th quarter with 11 and a half minutes remaining to be played. For Sarchik. That's Spencer. Spencer wrapping the ball up and moving it inside the 15. John Bunting stopped it.
Both arms wrapped around the ball. I guess they're doing that because it's cold and they're close to the end zone. I never wanted to have two arms on the ball, especially right after taking it from the quarterback. It really cuts your maneuverability down. On a cold day, I mean, a smart back is probably going to think of covering the ball first, especially when you're in the other team's territory.
2nd and 5 to the 15-yard line. Spencer moved it through to about the 11. It's going to be another 3rd and short. Lemaster and Hairston made the tackle.
Well, you either put the pressure on the offensive line or either you come up with something a little different. I imagine the Giants are going to put the pressure on the offensive line.
It'll be 3rd and 2. At the 12-yard line, it was spotted. 3rd and 2 at the 12. So the Philadelphia fans are exhorting the Eagles defense to stop the drive of the Giants. Spencer and Zonka. Zonka. Struggling now. It's going to be marked very close.
It is going to be very close. And I would like you to notice, Lindsey Nelson, and all of you fans, that on this particular play, the defensive man got underneath Zonka.
Did that and
And
straightened
once
him up.
he got underneath, that was the end of it, because the only thing you can do then is straighten up.
4th down and less than a yard to go. 4th and about a foot. So now with 9 minutes 45 seconds left to play.
And we have a coaching decision.
We do, and they're going to try to pick up the foot now. It's Zonka and Spencer. Outside the 10-yard line. Quarterback sneak for Pisarcik. And he may have picked it up. If he didn't pick it up, the ball goes over.
I think he made it, Lindsey.
I think he did too.
Because the eagle that was waving that the ball goes the other way was doing it very limply.
Yeah, he was hopeful.
He had a hopeful wave going on.
They may bring out the chain to measure. Bob Frederick is there, the referee.
When you see those waves, you can tell whether they're convinced or not.
Any part of the ball, and it's going to be about a portion of the football in advance of the sticks.
It's very close.
Like I said, a portion of the football.
Oh, yeah.
1st down and goal to go for the Giants. John McVay, a little relieved. Steadily in the 2nd quarter, Tampa's leading New Orleans 13-0. Zonka and Spencer in the I formation for Pisarcik. Zonka! Big shot to the 5-yard line.
They're using him today.
There he goes, the big fella.
2 hands on the ball, head down, legs pumping.
2nd down and goal to go at the 5.
I think Big Zonka's been listening to me. Because he don't want to go anywhere. Stay here with the Giants.
Zonka.
Looking good. Looking good.
About the 1-yard line. Mahalik stopped him.
Yes. Short man up. Wraps the ball up. Drops that shoulder. Keeps the legs moving. He does that beautifully. Nice underneath. He's 11 carries for 46 yards. So he has surpassed last week's total of 45 yards.
The Eagles are leading 10-7. The Giants are at the 1-yard line.
New York is looking on.
And Zaka is stacked up at the 1-foot line. It's going to be 4th down coming up. Going to be 4th down and a foot to go.
Well, when you start second-guessing from up here, a little jump in the air could have done that.
It's awfully easy up here, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I hate to talk about it because I know how hard it is down there. Boy, when I talk about these guys, I really feel funny. I'm sitting up here with a heat around my feet, no problem.
You do? What
saying
heater?
What should be happening. Oh, you want a little bit of it?
4th down play coming. Zaka is the up back. Spencer is the tailback. 4th down and goal to go at the foot line. Zaka, touchdown! He just barely got in. Zaka just barely got in before the second burst that carried him on.
Lindsey, there is no barely.
You do or you don't.
The referee is the barely when he makes that judgment. I mean, I guess the plane of the ball crossed the goal line. That's the rule.
That's what they say, and it was called immediately by the headlinesman touchdown. So now Mallory is in to hold. Danello will attempt the conversion. Well, penalty marker. 2 penalty markers. Kick. I think it'll be good in offsides and from the assessment later on. In any case, Frederick is checking out. Danello booted it through. And so that will have been the case. Offsides, the point is good, and it's 14-10 Giants.
Ever get the feeling that you wanted to cut out?
Go home, Mustang.
Mustang.
Let a Mustang take you away.
This is a great time to go Mustang because this year Mustang 2 is base sticker price less than last year.
Mustang.
The 78 Ford Mustang 2 Ghia. What are you waiting for?
Go Mustang.
So cut out. Go Mustang. A better idea from Ford.
Radio Shack is loaded with exciting, sensible, low-cost gifts, like the Science Fair 150-in-1 electronic project kit. Kids can learn about electronics by building safe battery-operated radios, transmitters, computer circuits, electronic sound effects, even LED digital readouts. They get 150 different gifts they can enjoy long after Christmas is over. The gift-priced Science Fair kit, only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
New England leading Miami on Big AFC game 14-10 in the 4th quarter. Bob Greasy passed to Nat Moore, 23 yards for a touchdown. Now Montgomery's back there. Keep in mind he returned 199 yards. There was a time for the Eagles when Timmy Brown returned 2 kickoffs for touchdowns in one game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Danello is kicking off, and he bounces this one downfield. Fielded up at the 24, turned to the 30, and across the 35 to about the 37 by James Betterson.
Betterson, smart football player. If you're not a scat back, if you're not back there, take the ball, move it as far forward as possible. Let your offense take over.
Next Saturday, the Los Angeles Rams meet the Washington Redskins. That's at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the NFL on CBS.
And when I talk about being smart, Lindsey, I'm only saying it because mental errors will make you lose more games than any other single factor in professional football.
And they'll make coaches lose sleep and lose jobs. It's first and 10. Mendenhall. And that'll wrap up Mike Hogan.
Well, it wasn't really Mendenhall. I guess that time it was Hogan because
yeah, you're right.
Either Mendenhall was pulling the wrong way or Hogan was taking him the right way.
Up at the 40.
A lot of yardage on that one.
It is that.
For what he originally had.
Picked up 8 yards. It's going to be second down 2.
These two teams really want this football game. It's a good football game.
Giants are leading 14-10. All right. Wilbert Montgomery is the tailback. Montgomery. Woo! Fumble the ball. Montgomery fumbled, and the Eagles got it at the 46.
Well,
The
the
Eagles
referees
got it.
think so. Now watch the movements of Montgomery. Comes in, keeps his head up, makes a good move, drops the shoulder for a little guy. That's beautiful. But along with it went the ball. On a cold day, the ball will bounce anywhere. Beautiful recovery by number 17.
Harold Carmichael.
Carmichael.
He needed all 6'8", and he gathered that ball in at the 45.
What'd you say that was, 68 inches or 63?
A lot. Wilbert Montgomery, the tailback. Well, he got rid of the football.
He wanted to lateral that ball, and the lineman looked at him with a puzzled look. So he did throw it in the direction of one of his offensive men.
Incompletion simply, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line.
And most coaches will tell their quarterbacks in a situation like that, eat the ball. Don't wave it around. Don't try to throw it around. Don't lateral to a lineman who's got his arms taped up and his hands taped up, who you're going to surprise to death.
Jaworski looking for the next play, and he got it. In the air, he's 4 for 10 today, 33 yards. Ron Jaworski. 2nd down, 10 yards to go for the Eagles. Hogan, up Montgomery. Montgomery with a big opener to the 39-yard line. Brian Kelly there.
Good block. Good leg movement by Montgomery. Keep the legs pumping. You do not get knocked down by arm tackles if your legs are pumping in the proper manner. I kind of like Montgomery. It's easy to say that after that kickoff return, but he looks good running the ball from scrimmage.
3rd down and 4. Eagles at the Giant, 39. Big play here. I think he stopped just a little short.
Little short. Little stutter step. Little move.
Hogan stopped a little short, I think, by Carson and Archer. It'll be 4th down. Lou Palazzi and Bob Frederick look like a pair of windmills.
Yes, sir. And you can bet that the Eagles want to go for it. When you're on that field, there's only about a yard. You always want to go for it. The coaches usually will stop you.
Next Sunday on CBS, the Chicago Bears and the New York Giants. That's at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on these same stations. Well, the fans are offering an opinion.
They always want to go, too.
They always want to go because they're not under contract. Anyway, the Eagles are going to take a timeout to be sure they're going to do what they want to do, and the Giants are leading 14-10.
What time you go to sleep is your business. What time you wake up is Panasonic's. Panasonic introduces its electronic clock radios. A gentle chirp, silent, easy-to-read numbers, a doze button, and, of course, beautiful AM and FM. What time you wake up is...
my business.
Ours, too. Panasonic electronic clock radios and digital clock radios.
What happens to the money you put in your full-service bank? Well, some of it is helping a citizens group restore this decaying neighborhood. One of the citizens is Lynn Dunsavage.
Ed, when our bank committed $1 million in loans to save these fine old homes, people started making repairs. New people moved in. You can see the results, Ed.
Quite a story. But that's full-service banking, helping people change things for the better. In fact, no financial institution can help you and your community more than a full-service bank.
4th down. Less than a yard to go for the Eagles. They have the ball at the Giants' 36. We have 4 minutes, 20 seconds left to play in the game. And the Giants are leading 14-10.
Walski just came in with the play after conferring with the coach.
Hogan and Montgomery in the I formation. Montgomery over to a left set. Montgomery's got the 1st and 10.
Oh, yes. He went to the air. Now, this is a very interesting point. Montgomery kept his eyes open, kept his head up, went to the air because basically the Giants' defensive line submarine, which meant they charged low. create a low power. When there's a low power, you go up in the air. When they stand up, you try to split the cracks. That means that he is a thinking ball player.
First and 10 outside the 32-yard line. Montgomery.
And he's a squirting ball player.
All of that this first year, man. Brad Van Pelt made the stop.
All right. The acceleration here is really good. Shift gears. Able to pull away from those arm tackles. Kept low. Got everything you could get.
Second down. 4 yards to go. Ball is at the 27. 3 minutes, 5 seconds remaining to be played in this game. Montgomery, the rookie from Abilene Christian, inside the 20-yard line, another first and 10.
And he means business. Now watch Montgomery, but watch the blockers in front of him. They realize that they got to keep working for this guy because he's really coming.
Wilbert Montgomery, 5'10", 195-pounder rookie from Abilene Christian.
And they say that the other players have wondered why the coaches have not used him more this year. Right now, I'm wondering the same thing.
First and 10, Montgomery in the left set. Hogan, inside the 15, drives it down to the 12-yard line.
I know all of our New York fans wondering the same thing because they probably don't want to see him right now.
We're winding down toward the 2-minute warning now. The ball is at the 12-yard line. Second down and 4 yards to go. 2:03, 2:02, 2:01, and there's the 2-minute warning. So with 2 minutes remaining to be played in Philadelphia, the Giants are leading the Eagles 14-10, but the Eagles have the ball at the Giant 12-yard line.
This Christmas card was sent to you by the people at Miller High Life. Merry Christmas.
Detroit's leading Baltimore 3-0 in the second. A 25-yard field goal by Steve Mickemeyer. Right now the ball is at the 12-yard line. 2 minutes to go. The Giants are leading 14-10, but the Eagles are driving. Second down and 4. Montgomery to the left side. Montgomery slithers through to the 6-yard line. First and 10. First and goal. Harry Carson made the tackle.
Now you watch this, Lindsey. This is good running because he was almost caught at the line of scrimmage. But he dropped that shoulder, kept his legs moving, and got a lot of yardage that he shouldn't have gotten.
Montgomery's carried 11 times for 57 yards. It is first down and goal to go. The Eagle crowd is in an uproar. Minute and a half remaining in the game. Ryan Hogan. Hogan pulled down at about the 3. Jack Gregory, Gary Jeter. I beg your pardon, Jack Gregory. And now timeout for the Eagles.
And that's the kind of play you want to really have after Burners. If you've noticed, if he had a lot more speed, he probably could have gotten in.
Inside this new Firestone radial tire is an improved steel cord with 5 million miles of developmental testing. Where once we used 5 strands, we now use 10 strands of steel. 7 around 2, wrapped by by one. A cord construction so important, Firestone named the tire for it. 721. The new steel-belted radial 721. Now, from Firestone.
Ford introduces Futura, a dramatic combination of styling and technology for 1978 and beyond. Futura, designed by computer modeling and aerodynamic testing. It can provide excellent fuel economy and room for 5 passengers as well. Futura, designed for 1978 and beyond. Realistically priced for today. See your Ford dealer for a personal test drive.
The Eagles have the ball on the Giants. 3 second down and goal to go. The field goal won't help them. They have to take it all the way in. The Giants are leading 14-10. A minute, 8 seconds left to play in the game. Montgomery to the left side. Montgomery powers to the 1-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and goal at the 1-yard line.
Defense tightened up there. They got it down low, and they stopped it. But he went in there with a lot of authority.
You see the clock being less than a minute to play. The Philadelphia Eagles trying to pull it out here in the closing seconds of the game. The Giants, 14, the Eagles 10, but it is 3rd down and goal to go at the 1. Hogan and Montgomery in the I formation for Jaworski. Montgomery to the left set. Montgomery.
Defense.
He did not get in. Defense. He did not get in. Dan Lawrence led the charge. Timeout to stop the clock with 25 seconds. The Eagles take the timeout. It'll be 4th down and goal to go. Some kind of a ball game here at Veterans Stadium.
Coaches like to talk about character down here because this is where the character shows. That's what they always say.
Jaworski over to talk to Vermeil, but there's a Giant injury down near the goal line. So there's a tension there. John McVay, the Giant head coach.
They said the Eagles have no more timeouts remaining.
It's going to all come down to this one play here now. Brian Kelly is the man who is injured. They're going to have a 4th down with that ball right down there. And if they make it, they'll win the football game. 25 seconds on the clock. And if they don't, it'll go over and the Giants will win the football game.
What a way to end up.
So that's what it's going to come to right here. One roll of the dice and it's all over.
Yes, sir.
Crowd's in enough. Well, by the way, 63,000 tickets were sold. There was some 15,000 no-shows on a cold day in Philadelphia. John McVay trying to keep his hands warm. Walter Payton has run for another touchdown in Chicago. The Bears are leading Green Bay 21-10. 4th down and goal to go. The ball's on the 1-foot line. Hogan ahead of Montgomery. This is for all the marbles. He wants Carmichael on the other side. Montgomery to the left side.
Lot of time.
Now roll out and he's in there. Touchdown. Jaworski. Jaworski rolled out. Well, that's what you call gambling, and he rolled out loud.
He fooled me.
He fooled everybody. Nobody laid a hand on it.
Oh, yes, he fooled me completely.
A bootleg left.
Yes, he fooled a lot of Giants, too.
That's Powers trying to get to him, but it's too late. He's going to throw this one up into the stands.
Unreal. Well, there's nothing you can say because both teams played fantastic football. It came down to one play. Ron Jaworski fooled us all.
20 seconds left to play. Jaworski rolled out naked, bootlegged the ball, took it in. It is 16-14 Eagles with a conversion attempt coming. So it is Nick Mickemeyer to attempt it. Roman Gabriel is holding for him. It's up and it's good. 20 seconds now, and the Giants will get a kickoff. So the Giants will get the ball, and they'll have 20 seconds to see what they can do about it. That's drive was 14 plays, 63 yards. Eagles kept the ball 6 minutes and 56 seconds. A dejected John McVay.
Well, with 20 seconds left, you don't really want to run back.
Not if you're the Eagles, you certainly don't.
The one dangerous area right now. So they'll probably kick the ball on the ground or do something that will be different other than just putting it in the air to one of the fast backs who could possibly take it all the way.
Giants have dropped Hammond and Moorhead back deep. Philadelphia 17, the Giants 14 with 20 seconds left to play at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Mickemeyer will kick off. Emery Moorhead has dropped back there with Hammond. Mickemeyer's teeing it up. Well, that's what he wants to do, a line drive if possible. It's taken by Hammond at the 12-yard line.
Best man to have it, best man to have it.
Clock started when he touched the ball on the field of play. Returned the 34 timeout called immediately with the Giants 15 seconds. The last 2 minutes, the clock does not start on the kickoff until the ball is touched by a player of the fielding team in the field of play, and then it started, so it took only 5 seconds.
What do you do with 15 seconds?
When you're just short of the 34, and you're trailing by 3 points in the ball game.
Send everybody deep, put it up in the air, and hope for the best.
Sarchik has a strong arm, and he'll leave it here, I think. Well, he swings it out, Cota to the sideline. 8 seconds left in the game, and he's out at the 37-yard line. Well, it's only picked up 3 yards.
Well, you give yourself another chance. Maybe you get it a little closer. Better shot at the touchdown. What you do now is you aim your receivers downfield, tell them to go as far as possible, launch the missile, and hope they can catch it. Well, there might be something I don't know about.
Second down and 7 yards to go at the 37-yard line. 8 seconds to play. The Eagles 17, the Giants 14. Pisarcik going as far as he can go. Moorhead downfield. And Eagles intercepted at the 21. John Sanders. John Sanders intercepted. Eagles get the ball and time has run out.
And that's good for the stats.
The ball game is over at the 21-yard line. The Philadelphia Eagles got the ball on a Sanders interception. Moorhead, the intended receiver. They were all wrapped up together, and the final score is the Philadelphia Eagles 17, the Giants 14. A barn burner here at Veterans Stadium. Coming next, Phyllis, Irv, and Brent. Phyllis, Irv, and Brent will bring you up to date on everything in the NFL.
You want to start something?
Darling, you want to start something?
You want to start something? Start using Rayovac heavy-duty supercells. Better than ordinary batteries, because the long life formula keeps going long after ordinary batteries are dead. Can last more than 2 times longer. The life chart proves it. So if you want to start something, start using Rayovac heavy-duty supercell.
Get something started with Rayovac.
Down the Columbia, the Willamette, the Siuslaw, from the great renewable forests, they come. Logs. Logs to build a better America. And Homelight is there. Homelight, the king. Rugged as the men who run it. Men who fell the mighty fir and see it rise again. When the time in your life comes to get a chainsaw, get the king. Homelight, the chainsaw king.
Walter Payton has carried the ball 26 times in Chicago for 144 yards. The Bears are beating Green Bay, which means that next Sunday in the Meadowlands, it'll be Chicago and the New York Giants meeting in a game of significance for the first time since 1963, when those two teams met for the NFL championship. If the Giants can beat the Bears next Sunday here, they will knock them out of playoff contention. But if Chicago holds on today, and it appears as though they will, and they beat the Giants, then Chicago goes to the playoffs as the wild card, no matter what happens to Minnesota. Around the league, you saw a great comeback by Philadelphia down the stretch. Wasn't Wilbert Montgomery something? 17-14, the final score, Eagles a winner. And there's the count in Chicago's Soldier Field. Time running out. Peyton has scored 2 touchdowns. That gives him 16 for the year. Houston and Cleveland, the Browns, are trying to mount a rally behind Luck. Houston has been in command all the way, and of course next Sunday, Houston has a key game against Cincinnati. If Houston can beat the Bengals, then Pittsburgh has a chance. Time is now running out in New England. They are down to about a minute and a half. The Patriots have the ball. They're trying to run the clock out. Miami got a break when Grogan fumbled, but they could not cash in on the opportunity. 14-10, the Patriots in command. Buffalo and the New York Jets. The Jets have snapped back in the fourth quarter. They trailed 7-3 for a long time, but finally they got the go-ahead touchdown. Detroit and Baltimore. Baltimore still lethargic after last Monday's loss to Miami. Roosevelt Leaks has fumbled going into the end zone in that game. The Lions' defense has been tough. 3-0 right now. The Lions lead it. The other expansion team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, beating New Orleans 13-0, and this may be the day. And Hank Stram has to be extremely concerned because the Buccaneers have dominated. The Seattle Seahawks have exploded over Kansas City. 34-21 is the count there. That game is at the half. Let's check in now on some of the action from Chicago's Soldier Field. It was Bob Avellini, the quarterback, and James Scott, the wide receiver, who got the Bears going early against the Packers. It's scoreless. It was this flanker screen. Lick 70, one of the blockers out in front. Into the 14 goes Scott. Pretty catch coming up here. Packers with excellent coverage, and Scott just has it for the touchdown. Walter Payton, again, 144 yards. Needed 365 to catch the juice. Here he is getting to the 1-yard line, and you will see his first of 2 touchdowns coming up. Out of the I formation, they just slam him in there. The Packers, though, snapped back and made it close on this play. The linebacker and the secondary sucked up for just a moment. Then he dropped the ball off to Odom, who slipped the 1-yard line. The fullback, Barty Smith, who has been slowed by injuries throughout his career, got the touchdown. It was 14-10. But again, it was that combination from the 21, Avellini, hitting James Scott. Scott swinging free before he's brought down on the 7. And then it was Payton for his 16th touchdown of the year. And it is 21-10 right now. Chicago in command. And Irv, how about the Eagle-Giant game?
Brent, I'll tell you, the Giants went down to Philadelphia with hopes of finishing the season on a positive note and perhaps finishing with a 500 season. But they were edged out in the closing seconds of the game to lose at 17-14. But it was a Giant defense that was playing heads-up ball earlier as they recovered a fumble here by Ron Jaworski, setting up a Pisarcik pass here to Larry Zonka. Larry takes the ball and rambles down to the 5-yard line, setting up a quarterback sneak opportunity for Pisarcik. He goes in from the 1. The Giants led 7-0. Going into the third quarter, the opening kickoff here goes to Wilbert Montgomery, and watch what Montgomery does with the ball. He goes 99 yards for a touchdown. It's the Eagles' longest touchdown on the kickoff return since 1963 when Timmy Brown did it. That time he covered the distance to 102 yards. Wilbert Montgomery, by the way, Brent, scored 76 touchdowns in college. You can see why. This young man can really fly. The Giants weren't about to give up, though. Larry Zonka scores his first touchdown of the year as he goes in from the 1-yard line, and the Giants took a temporary 14-10 lead. But with just 23 seconds left to go in the game, Ron Jaworski runs a bootleg, fools everybody, goes in, and the Eagles won it 17-14.
And Irv, it appears as though New England is going to beat Miami. 18 seconds left. They have just bore in on Bob Greasy. The New England defensive line has really come along. Now you're looking at action from Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Huff to Dubose, 39-yard gain, and it set up a Buccaneer touchdown in the first half. It was Gary Huff looking for Morris Owens, catching him in the end zone, 13-0, Tampa Bay with a lead. Now they have 10 seconds left. and New England is about to seize command in the AFC East. Let's check in on Detroit and Baltimore right now. The Colts, well, it was like a replay of last Monday night. Roosevelt Leaks had the hole, took the handoff from Burt Jones, and look at what happened. Just as it did against Miami, he fumbled, this time for a touchback. Ball came out on the 20-yard line. Mickemeyer kicked the field goal that put Detroit ahead 3-0, and that's where they stand. Right now they have 8 seconds to go in that New England-Miami game, and keep in mind that next Sunday, New England goes down to Baltimore, and if they can beat the Colts, they're going to wind up in the playoffs. As for the wild card in the AFC, don't look for it to come out of the East. It's going to be New England, Baltimore, or maybe now Miami, but they certainly have to be a long shot. You've got to win that division. Oakland, if they can win today in that game against Minnesota, which is a key doubleheader game which most parts of the country will see on CBS and some will not, if Oakland can win that and then beat Kansas City the last week of the season, they get the wild card bid no matter what. So it looks as though, Irv Cross, the only way that Oakland can defend that championship is on the road, and they are 0-7 on the road as a playoff team.
But I tell you, though, Brent, when it comes down to playoff competition, whether you're on the road or at home, I don't think it really makes a great deal of difference. They are a championship-caliber team. They're the defending world champions, and they're going to go down with a fight, I'll tell you that.
We have got another update out of the Superdome. Irvin Phillips, you won't believe this. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have just scored again. And you got to say, Hank Stram probably wishes that he was back in the CBS broadcast booth this afternoon. If they kick the extra point, Tampa Bay will be leading New Orleans by a score of 20-0. It is over in New England. The Patriots have beaten Miami. The final score in that game is 14-10. Chicago is running the clock out against Green Bay. They're going to beat the Packers, and they will be coming in, of course, for that showdown against the New York Giants next Sunday. But the Giants' strength seems to match up rather well against the Chicago strength. That would be that defensive line, and you know that they're going to go with Walter Payton, Irv Cross, and I understand that the score is in now from Tampa. We can take a look at that highlight and see exactly how the Buccaneers have moved ahead. This is their second touchdown in the game. New Orleans obviously with the ball in this situation, and this is Scott who has replaced Archie Manning, and it is intercepted by the Bucs and they go in. So they've scored with the offense and now the defense, and they lead 20-0. That game is in the third quarter. Another update out of Chicago right now. Walter Payton stands at 160 yards today against Green Bay with one game to go. Now let's us say goodbye and return you to Lindsey Nelson in Philadelphia.
Well, here in Philadelphia, of course, we saw a tremendous football game in which the Eagles pulled it out by a final score of 17-14.
Introducing the new Remington XLR, the electric shaver that shaved as close as a blade. And to prove it, we're doing something spectacular. We're giving away a blade to compare it with. We guarantee the Remington XLR will shave you as close as a blade or your money back. Now that's really spectacular. The Remington XLR shaves as close as a blade or your money back.
I don't care about love. Just give me the sun and the wind.
But, darling, Riunite is blessed with sun and wind.
You said Riunite was for lovers only.
But for nature lovers, too. Riunite is as pure and natural as the sun and the color of your hair.
Amore.
And delicious like amore. Riunite, red, white, and rosé for a little later.
It's only natural.
Here in Philadelphia, of course, we saw the Eagles pull it out in the final seconds over the Giants, 17-14. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Jim Brown, and on the field, Ron Jaworski's down there with Wilbert Montgomery, who had a tremendous day. Jim Brown, I know you want to talk to these fellas.
Yes, first to Wilbert. Wilbert, why haven't you played more this year? I thought you had a great game today. Where have you been? What's been wrong?
Well, the reason I hadn't been playing much is because that I've been in a learning period. I've been learning the system more, and so...
You're on a party line, Wilbert. Go right ahead. Don't let it bother you.
Well, the reason I hadn't been playing more is because I've been learning the system, and now I think I had picked it up. So they sort of spot playing me a lot, trying to get me better off into the team, get used to playing in the professional ball.
Well, I think you've learned the system, Wilbert. Believe me, you look really good out there today.
Thank you, Jim.
Ron Jaworski, tell me about that last play. Tell me about that rollout.
Well, there's not much to say. It was a play we had called on the sideline. Originally, Harold lined up in the wrong formation. I had to signal him over to the right side, and we ran a couple leads in there, and they did a good job of defending him and holding us there. And our spotters in the booth noticed that the contain was coming inside, trying to stop the inside play, and they just said, "Ron, put it on the hip and try to take it in." So I was fortunate enough not to fall out here on the icy field and get it in.
Ron, the coaches actually called that play. Is that true?
Exactly, they called it right.
I see. And you agreed with it wholeheartedly?
No question about it. I figured I could get it in.
Because I tell you, you fooled me.
I think we fooled the Giants a little bit too.
Yes, you did.
Speaking of keeping your feet, how was the playing field today? Was it tough? Was balance that tough on the field?
As the game wore on, it got pretty slippery and a little bit of ice on it. But the bad thing was the shaded part was pretty bad. Where the sun was on it, it wasn't too bad. But as the game wore on, it got worse.
You didn't throw too many times today, Ron. Was that in the game plan, or did that develop during the game?
It pretty much developed during the game. We had anticipated to throw a little more, but the conditions out here weren't exactly the greatest for throwing the ball. It was, like I said, a little bit slippery. It was a pretty stiff wind going down the field in one direction, a pretty good wind coming the other way. But the game was so tight, you know, one mistake could have cost us here or there, so we decided to kind of play it close to the belt and hopefully our defense could hold them, and they did do that.
And they say you're happy in Philadelphia. Is that true? Because L.A. Always thinks about that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, Jim, you know, there's one thing I always wanted to do, and that was start in the NFL consistently, and Philadelphia has given me the opportunity to do that, and I'm grateful to the management here and to Coach Vermeil for giving me that opportunity. And this team has lost a lot of close ball games like we won here today, and we finally got it turned around, and hopefully today is a turning point of the Eagles.
Wilbert, tell me how it felt to return the kickoff 99 yards. I know how it looked up here. How did it feel down there?
Well, it feel great, you know. It's just one of those things.
They say you have 4.4 speed in the 40. Is that true, Wilbert?
Well, I don't know. I think so.
Is there anyone on the Eagles team that can outrun you? Because I'm always interested in speed.
No, I don't think so.
All right, big fella.
What about next week's game, Ron Jaworski? Can the Eagles beat the Jets?
Well, they're a good football team. They're kind of in a transition period like we are. You know, they're rebuilding their team, and they've been playing pretty good football. I haven't seen much film on them up until this point. I'll look at a lot this week, but I know Walt Michaels has done a pretty good job there. They've beaten a good New England team, so it's like every other week. You got to screw the helmet on and get ready to play.
That's exactly what you have to do. Ron Jaworski and Wilbert Montgomery, thank you very much. Final score here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia was the Philadelphia Eagles 17, the Giants 14.
Raggedy Ann, the storybook friend of generations of children. Now she stars with Raggedy Andy in a delightful new family movie from Bob's Merrill, the publishing people of ITT. ITT's Raggedy Ann and Andy, a storybook brought to life at some very lucky local theater.
Friends with a dolly like you.
Oh, this is perfect. Could you hold it for me? I get paid Friday.
I'm sorry. This is a Christmas special.
Oh, how about a deposit? Do you take postage stamps?
You take MasterCharge, don't you?
MasterCharge? Of course.
You've just seen Clout in action. Clout is your MasterCharge card, your personal account for Christmas shopping in over 2 million places. Carry Clout and relax.
Oh, boy, do I need one of those.
Well, Jim Brown, while the whole country is concerned with teams getting into playoffs and playoff bursts, and rightly they should be, we knew coming in that neither one of these teams was headed for the playoffs, but what we got was a tremendous football game.
Yes, I think both teams, of course, to use the cliche, have great pride, but both teams know that they have a good future. And I think they wanted to prove today that they could have a good team coming in the next season. I think both teams did prove that.
Well, there's no question about the fact it's a disappointment for the Giants because they thought they had it put away.
Well, yes, that's very, very true. But in a game like this against Philadelphia, they shouldn't feel too disappointed because maybe they would get a little better schedule if they finish with 500. But really, it's not going to be the schedule that's going to do it next year. It's going to be if they can get that offensive line strengthened up a little bit and fill in a few spots, they're going to be a good football team.
Well, an exciting football team. Last week, of course, a big win and a close ball game here this afternoon. Now, we got a lot of football coming up on CBS next weekend. all sorts of big game, and one of them is going to involve the Los Angeles Rams and the Washington Redskins. You get a chance to watch the Rams a great deal. Tell me about the Rams.
Well, the Rams right now are very, very hot. I predicted that they would beat Oakland coming off that great win in Cleveland Stadium when they beat Cleveland there. Their defense has come together. Kyle Rosenblum have changed his mind about a lot of things. He put Jack Reynolds back in the middle where he belongs. Jack Reynolds is called Hacksaw. He's one of the greatest hitters in the National Football League. He inspired the other players. The defense felt they had their team back, and the Rams is represented by strong defense. They're going to be tough.
Fans have pretty strong opinions out there about the Rams, don't you, the fans?
Oh, yes, you're out in Hollywood out there. I mean, you know how Hollywood is.
Well, not exactly. I'd like to find out sometime. Jim Brown, a final question I want to ask you. How do you like football announcing?
Well, Lindsay, I tell you, I like you. I like a lot of the producers with CBS. I haven't met the big boys yet. Maybe I get a chance to meet them. They don't owe me anything. I don't owe them anything. It's been a lot of fun for me. I can call upon my philosophy. No one has told me what to do. So I've had a great time. The fans have reacted fantastically. I hope the fans in New York like what we did today. If that happens, I am satisfied.
Well, we're certainly glad to have you around because it's great to have you on the football scene, and I know going around the stadiums as you and I did in Milwaukee and here again this afternoon, you meet a lot of old friends, and they're all glad to see you.
Yes, I do.
So the final score here this afternoon was the Philadelphia Eagles 17, the Giants 14, and they scored the winning touchdown in the final seconds of play here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. This is Lindsey Nelson for Jim Brown saying goodbye from Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, WBC welterweight title holder Carlos Palomino will defend his crown against Jose Palacios of Mexico. Highlights of that. And then it's the National Hot Rod Association World Championships from Ontario Motor Speedway, followed by the U.S. Professional Arm Wrestling Championships from Las Vegas. And finally, we'll feature more action in the World's Strongest Men competition. That's next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular. Stay tuned as the NFL Today continues after this word from your local station.
Did you miss the Carol Burnett Show last night? Well, so did everyone, because Carol and Company are now on Sunday night. Rock Hudson helps celebrate the shift tonight at 10, 9 Central and Mountain on CBS.